then him
That's not
unmuting
true.
himself is grounds for him getting his mods taken away and then
No,
remuted.
because
You've
sometimes we
banned,
mute somebody because they
you've
can't
banned
hear,
people
right?
for less. You've banned people
Oh,
for less, Jovan.
Okay, so you're so
Yeah,
I
can we
did-
get
I
a can we
did-
get a
everything-
ban on
I didn't ban
Krillism?
So Seth, is this personal then? Is that what's going on?
Of
I
course
agree,
not.
Krill.
You
Nice
No,
know-
it's not personal. Are you
diversion.
kidding
What
me?
the
Nice
fuck?
diversion.
No,
I feel
what
like
the fuck?
I feel
no,
like we've
no,
finally found the
Krill,
source here.
Seth even said at the beginning, he was like, Seth was pleading with you. He was like, look, man, I don't want to do this, but if you continue to yell over people, I'm gonna have to just
No, oh
mute
come on, Michael. Now
Probably
you're
the
just making
technical
sense.
super
That's
genius.
ridiculous.
horse
First off,
shit.
two things need to happen here. First off, Tasteless needs to be unmuted. That's number one. There's no reason in silencing
that's a good
somebody
point.
that opposes you, just simply for the fact
Yeah,
that they
don't
agree
just
with me.
mute Tasteless.
And second of all,
Yuri, this could be.
look,
Yuri,
Seth, if
don't,
I have treated
don't troll
you
right now.
poorly, if I have
Yuri,
are you gonna interrupt me?
Yuri,
Are-
if you're
are
serious,
we gonna
that's
mute on
cool.
Seth
But
for
like,
over
no,
talking
don't troll
to you?
right now.
Can we
Oh, I'm
please
sorry about
get
that,
a mute
Seth.
on
I'll
Seth
stop.
for over talking? Seth, if you are upset that I have over moderated you in the past or banned you or muted you or something like that, we can settle that another way. It doesn't have to be a tit for tat. You don't have to sit here and take away my mods and mute me now because you have some sort of power.
Just
and then
changing the narrative.
pretend like it's all because you're supporting BB, because that's
Yeah,
just
we're
not
changing
the
the
case.
narrative right
Completely
now.
different.
Can I respond?
So
can I respond to
yeah.
that? Oh no,
Course, yeah.
I want to respond to that. Yeah, I mean, Krill is really great with narratives, but this is insane, right? I've had mods in
Oh,
here
this is really
for a
good,
very long time. Krill has been here for a very long time. I've never moderated Krill at all.
I
until
agree.
today,
I
number
agree.
one.
That's why it's
Number
confusing
two,
to me as to why you're
number
starting
two,
now
number
to do
two,
this.
Numero dos. I've never been moderated by Krill in any way, shape, or form, as far as I can tell, as well. As a matter of fact, the last time the Krill server collapsed and we moved to either GG server or this one, I don't remember. I had mod powers, so the idea that I would have some chip on my shoulder because of some moderator abuse is also absurd. That's not what's going on here. I was left with no recourse. I didn't want to do it. I tried to not do it, and I thought I was left with no recourse.
Okay, yeah, look, everybody understands your sad story here of how you had no other option.
I agree
right?
with Seth
Great.
on this one.
So, Seth, why have you been muting Tasteless the last few minutes, multiple times?
Because he's interrupting.
Tasteless is garbage.
From
Michael,
the
that was a
point.
question for Seth. That was not a
This
question
is
for
just
you.
going to be obstructive, obviously. In this
Krill-
situation.
Yeah, I
Clearly.
feel like So I mean, Jovan. I think I'll use Jovan's language. I think Tasteless is being obstructive. I don't think he's. I don't even think he's serious. I think he's just. I mean, he blatantly lied. I mean, the idea that like we need to listen
Those
to
aren't good
Tasteless
reasons.
bloviate
Yeah, they are.
while
What
we're
are you
having
talking
a
about,
serious
No,
discussion
no.
about where somebody's seriously trying to get.
Why does it even matter?
Absurd.
Wait, why does it even matter? Can we get back to the fact of the matter?
Can
Well,
I ask
I-
a charitable question?
I
you
don't
seem
like.
Krill.
One second, Cam. I don't like the muting of Tasteless being the only other dissenting voice here. It sounds like you're just shutting him down.
Yeah, even
But
I
we know,
object to
but the
that.
point is that we know who Tasteless is, and if you simply object to that because of that, then you're just
He
being
just wants to be the contrarian.
No, I
sorry.
think
I am
no, I
bringing
think
facts
that I
to the
think that we need a little Tasteless right now.
Can I ask
Oh
a
my
potentially
God.
charitable question to Krill?
Please.
No one
So-
ever said that.
Krill, I understand, and I might be wrong
Exactly.
about this, that you've spent a fair amount of time away from the server, right? Were you aware of what the consequences of evading moderation were before you evaded moderation?
I'm sorry, I wasn't evading moderation. I was muted because my microphone was a little bit louder than expected, and they were trying to communicate that
That's
to me. But there was,
fucking
excuse me,
horseshit.
Michael.
You're
excuse
just
me,
fucking
Michael.
lying.
Excuse me, Michael and Pogan. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Krill, why are you lying like this, man?
Why are
What
you
do you
being
gain?
dishonest?
Yeah,
Don't
what do you
overtalk.
gain,
At least let him
Krill?
finish.
Yeah, Krill, what do you gain from over
No,
talking
just
right
shut up, Yuri. Shut up.
I just really appreciate the
Continue,
opportunity to
Krill.
talk unobstructed for once.
Yeah, JJ is just being a white knight.
This
Yuri,
is the
can
Because
you
second
just
time-
tone
if
it
it is
back
the
a little
case,
bit, bud?
Krill, I'm asking the question because if it is the case that you weren't aware what the consequences of evading moderation were, it would explain your behavior and it would make it more understandable. Hello?
Well, that's
Did Cam
unfortunate.
just break up for everybody there?
I think it'd almost be weird. It'd be very weird to not understand what the consequences for evading moderation would be.
Look,
They're
I was
not
not
clear,
evading
Jovan.
moderation. Everybody in this room agrees that the reason BB
Krill, did
muted-
you when you got
Excuse me.
muted by Seth?
Seems like
Did
I'm
you
being
use your
interrupted
Philly
again.
buffer mod
Please
to unmute
stop.
yourself?
Yes,
you
the
yesterday?
answer is yes. The answer is yes.
I don't know why we're
Yeah,
trying
then
to
you
shut.
evaded moderation, dumbass.
Where-
I don't know
is
why we're
BB
trying to shut Yuri down.
Is BB here or not? Because only BB knows why she muted me.
No,
That's
this is
irrelevant.
just
That's
all.
irrelevant.
This is all
That's
just a left turn.
besides the
at this
point.
It is not
This is irrelevant,
It is
Krill.
perfectly
Krill.
relevant.
Completely irrelevant.
Why-
The
why is
reason
Tasos
why she
unmuted?
muted me is because my microphone was too loud and she wanted to communicate that
No,
to me.
Yeah,
no,
and
you were
didn't you
screaming
unmute me?
over
Because
people.
Michael and Pogan were over talking.
Wait,
Because
wait,
you're
wait!
lying.
No,
You're
you were
doing now.
screaming over people. You were
Michael,
screaming over
Michael,
people.
that's just ridiculous.
You
you
were
know it.
told by
That
Jackie,
happened.
by
Michael,
BB,
that
by
happened.
Pogan, by
Then
myself
why didn't
that
you
you were
say this?
yelling into your
Excuse
mic
me.
and
But
hurting other
why
people's
did it
ears.
happen?
me.
Gus isn't
Excuse me,
here,
Michael.
and he said to you,
Excuse
he
me.
told you that you were hurting his ears.
Excuse me, Michael.
Well, if
Excuse
we
me,
could
Michael.
call Gus,
Michael,
Jackie, and all these other
excuse me.
people back, we could
Excuse me, just for-
retry
if we-
this,
if
right?
I
So
could
I don't
just
understand
maybe-
like why you're trying to
Krill,
redraw
stop
the
over
narrative
talking.
in the way you
Stop
are.
over
here.
talking,
Here.
Krill.
I'm here.
Stop over talking, or we're gonna.
I'm here.
All right, well,
Gus,
Exactly
Gus.
irrelevant.
Gus,
I'm here.
go ahead.
Yeah, no, Krill was
I
so
this,
fucking
I
loud.
like
I
this
had to
new
turn him
narrative
down.
that has come up after Seth gives his side of the story. Very convenient.
Well, no, I was.
Okay,
Just
hold on.
irrelevant.
Maybe
Listen,
Krill,
guys,
you
guys,
have a different
please.
understanding of
Let
what
me give my
evading
argument.
moderation.
So I want to give
Please
my
no,
argument.
Taste.
in
Let's
regards-
no,
please, miss.
You already
what, I am
gave
not
it.
playing-
You already explained it.
No, that's
He
incorrect.
actually wasn't
let me
allowed
tell you
to
why.
finish.
Allow
Yeah,
me,
but
allow
that's-
me
but
to
you know
fucking
what? Why do you
give
stick up
did
for
allow
him?
an
him to
argument
finish.
for this, please, man.
I did allow him to
Jesus
finish.
Christ,
JJ.
why do you
No,
stick up for
but
him?
I'm not saying I'm not going to say the same thing, Joe. Come on, be
Whatever you're going to say, it's going to be hard on our fucking ears. I tell you that.
So listen, man. Listen, it is obviously maybe Krill is not going to accept that he perhaps was a little loud or really loud. Or
A
mad or
little
whatever.
loud?
That's
No, I mean,
fine.
he's
That's
Fucking
fine.
yelling
Let's say
into
that
his
he
mic
was
like a
mad.
lunatic.
Listen, but
Oh, come
allow me
on.
to continue. Let's say he was mad.
Now we're
Now,
exaggerating.
the reason why he was mad, it wasn't because you were being reasonable. It wasn't because you were being respectful. It wasn't because you were being fair. It was because you were being the opposite of that. It was in virtue of you people
him
trying to abuse your power
Alright,
and
let's
you
just-
impose your will onto him.
You already said all this.
Now, no. When that happened, let me, give you the series of events. Somebody muted Krill because they didn't.
Do we really
like what
fucking
he was
need
saying?
this?
So he unmuted himself, and then people started over talking him, trying to prevent him to.
This is
Thank you,
just
Taylor.
No,
irrelevant.
this
He
is
can
all.
continue
This
to
is just
scream.
irrelevant.
Now, if
What
you're
is
going
with
to,
this?
Wait,
if
can
you're
we just
going
let him
to
finish so we
start
don't
with
have
the
20
grill
people
Krill,
telling us
you
to
need
let
to
him
take the-
finish? Just let him
take
finish.
into
Alright.
consideration the
Yeah.
unfair
Step back.
actions that were taken against him, right, before grilling him. Because if you are advocating for fairness, right, you need to take your own actions before the events happen, right? Factor those into the result. Because if you're going to just take his reaction as evidence for him being wrong, dude, that is incorrect. That is the middle of the story, right? The beginning of the story happens when you being unfair, you being the
What is he
asshole.
even fucking talking
You being the
about?
piece
Just
of
let him
shit,
finish, please.
and that's it.
Yeah, this is
Take
just
those
going to keep
factors
going and keep
into
going until
consideration.
somebody interjects.
Garbage.
Because
Okay,
What
he
this is
just
what you
said let
get
that-
when you
but
unmute.
no, the
Tasteless.
problem is then JJ's
Fucking
gonna
idiot.
cry like a little bitch and try to obfuscate.
Then
and try to
let
make
them
us give
cry.
Tasteless
Then
another
let them
time
cry.
to do it.
Just ignore
So
Let
just
him
let
cry.
Tasteless just
He's got what
finished.
he
He just
wanted,
said,
though.
This is what
Tasteless,
happens
you
when
just
you
said he's
freaking
done.
cater to
Tasteless, you
children.
just
You
said
got
you're
to deal
done.
with idiots.
Trying
done.
to let people
Tasteless.
finish
Trevor.
is not
All right,
how this
Tasteless
works.
said he's done. Tasteless said he was finished. JJ,
Yeah,
you
we'll see
satisfied
about
now?
that. We'll see if he's done.
All right, JJ
Yeah, if he says he's done,
All
then
Yeah,
that's too bad. that-
Yes, go ahead.
It's too
Now
bad that
you
people
say
were
what
over
you wanted to
talking
say
him
about
while
what
he was
Krill
finishing.
said.
I already
Guys,
said what I
let me
wanted to.
make
All
this
I
easy.
wanted to say was that I think it was Michael that said that Krillism was speaking so loud it was hurting my ears, and it started with me. He was talking to me, and there's this thing that Krillism, he developed it back when Krillism's Discord was still a thing, where if he ever wanted to shut me down, rather than mute me, he would just start screaming at the top of his lungs at me. This is a way that he developed, and it turned into
yeah, I
a
remember.
shtick with him. It turned into a shtick with him that anytime he wanted to, cue the laughter against Gus, he would scream at me
Yes, you-
because
you've
there
been
was nothing
singing
I
that
could
song
do
for a
about
long
it.
Interrupt
time and
us,
nobody's
please.
buying
Don't
it,
interrupt
you know?
them, please, Krill.
And so that, I guess he was just doing the same thing here, but he doesn't realize that unlike his hangout where he's in charge, around here people don't actually have to sit and listen to him fucking vituperate and scream at the top of his lungs. And I guess he got fucking butthurt about it. That plus the fact that he's fucking drunk. So who gives a fuck what he objects to
I'm
tonight
not
anyway?
drunk. That's ridiculous.
You are
Yeah,
fucking
you went
drunk.
to the macaroni grill. You said, and you went to the bar. What do we? It logically follows
Look,
from
if
that.
somebody
Probability
sits at the
speaking.
bar-
Right before he was
Your
muted by
exact
Rudy, he was
words.
bragging
Your
about driving
exact-
drunk.
That's
I'm
right.
eating-
That's exactly right. Seth
Yeah,
is
that's
correct.
ridiculous.
That's
Wait,
true.
his exact
Wait,
words
but-
were, "Why do people find driving drunk objectionable? Because this is fun."
Why do people? Yeah, you see, this entire thing is a giant wind up by
Does
Krill.
anybody have
and
that
no
on
one
recording?
is.
Because I don't think that's true.
This is a gigantic
Gus-
wind up, and Krill
Gus-
won't
Krill,
admit
your
it
hands
because
are red as fuck right now.
Krill
man.
won't admit it
heard you
because,
say it. What the
it'll
fuck?
break kayfabe.
Tasteless. I gotta say, you backed the wrong pony. How's this turning out, man?
Gus was entertaining the idea that Krill was genuinely asking why drunk driving. And in giving that explanation to Krill, he started screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, I guess, to stop Gus from
Hey,
talking.
I
It
even
was
said,
completely
I even
at the top
said
of
It was
the line.
before this
completely.
happened.
It was
I
completely.
even said,
It was completely deliberate. The idea that
Guys,
he was
And,
just
we've all
the
agreed
point-
that all I did was
point of
move the
personal
microphone
privilege.
in front of
Said
my
Point of
mouth.
personal
No, it
privilege.
wasn't
happened.
moving the microphone.
this
You
excuse
were
me,
trying
excuse
to
me.
stop him from speaking
Excuse
by
me.
screaming.
Excuse me. Point of personal privilege, please.
Oh,
Gus,
fuck.
it's
Oh my
vague.
God.
No,
Yes,
no,
All right,
please.
I'm turning
No,
it
hey,
now.
Vade,
Vade
Vade,
does not
Vade,
fucking
You
Vade,
didn't know
Vade,
anything.
Vade,
Everyone
Vade,
stop.
Vade,
Everyone talking at once isn't
What's
gonna
up?
help,
I'm not gonna
right?
play
What's up,
Overwatch
Vade?
with you.
So, Vade, no,
Gus,
you had nothing to do with this
Gus, it's,
conversation. Please sit down.
Guys,
Did
I'm
Yuri
gonna
say
have
I'm not going to
you
play
have point
Overwatch
of
with
personal
you?
privilege.
Point of
I'm
Just
order.
gonna
not
make
in
this
this
real easy
conversation.
on everybody. I apologize for putting the
fucking fix
microphone.
your
Molly,
mic.
Molly, please. Is my microphone bad? Can you? Is my microphone bad?
Go ahead, girl.
It's not
I-
terrible.
Is it
A little
too low?
bassy.
Too loud?
Just
Those are
fucking
okay.
It's
speak.
Kate Fabi, by the way. It's Kate
All right,
Fabi.
guys. Hey, everybody, chill out here for a moment. I'm going to
Seriously.
apologize for putting the microphone in front of my face. That's fine. But Seth, I'd like you to apologize for abusing your moderation in 2 times. Once against me, and secondly against.
Wait, how
Stacy.
was it
And then we're all
abusive?
good.
That
This-
was-
we
I
can all put this
respond.
behind us.
Allow me to respond.
We can
please.
put this
Are
all
you done?
behind us right now.
Are you done, Krill?
Are you? Yes. Are you ready to put this behind
For the
you or
moment.
I'm ready to put this behind me, but I'm not going to be apologizing for anything that I didn't do wrong. So
not?
that's
I
not.
see. Yeah. All right. I thought you were going to be a bigger man than that. That's okay.
Nah, Seth was being inadequate, man, given this situation.
Stop,
Krill.
Yuri.
Only
You
an
need to-
adequate man.
Yeah.
Yuri,
Krill, you need to
stop it.
Krill, you need to give everyone in this room an apology right now for wasting our time.
Jesus Christ,
Shut
Yuri.
up, Yuri.
I love you, Yuri. so
There's
much.
no reason to believe this was any kind of waste of
He's a
time.
good kid.
Yuri
Oh
is
my
excellent.
gosh.
Yeah, Molly, just sit down, okay? It's better for you.
Hey, no, no,
None
no,
of you
no,
Yeah,
have
yeah.
anything
no,
better to
come
do
on.
with this
Let's
time
go.
that we've used.
Here, guys,
None
I
of
want
you.
I want to talk
Yuri.
to Vade. He's been a Vade. Hey, Vade.
No, we don't want to talk to Vade. Are
hi.
you kidding me? Why would we
What's
do?
going on, man?
How you doing,
I
man?
do.
I'm
Jake,
doing
why would
pretty
you do
well,
this?
What's up, Vade?
I'm just
Eidolon?
hanging out.
What was the point of privilege you required?
So can I get?
Oh,
my,
I just wanted
can I get my
to, I
teeny
just wanted
bopper
to
mods
correct
back, please?
Gus.
We need to finalize this. Can everybody just stop being themselves for a second?
I
Well, I thought
just
it might
like
be
to
So,
get those,
Tom, are you there?
get those teeny bopper
Yeah.
mods back on.
Stop for a second.
So
Stop
we
for a second,
get
girl.
back.
Tom, are you there?
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on this? I think you've heard everything, right?
I mean, it just seems like it's all gonna blow over, and Krill is probably drunk. I don't know.
Do you
Is
agree that?
Is
Do you
there
agree
any
with what
evidence
Seth?
that I'm drunk?
do you
I
agree
never
with it?
drink.
Well,
Do you
that's
at
a good
least
question.
think that Seth did what his actions were within line with what you'd want him to do?
Yeah, it sounds like fine. It was fine.
Yeah, close enough. Krill, what did you have to drink?
I
You
had to go outside.
fuckers, we stopped playing Overwatch for this. I hate
Yeah,
all
that's some
A
bull
glass
crap
of wine,
right there.
and I
I wasn't even
Nobody
playing
twisted your
Overwatch, so
arm.
that's bull crap.
Nobody cares. Krill, what did you have to drink? I'm just curious.
Look, I'm
Why is
180
JJ,
pounds.
like,
I had a
purposely
5-ounce
trying to make
glass of
this more,
wine and a
JJ's like actively ruining this server right now.
Yeah,
There's
JJ
nothing
is trying
to
to
ruin.
make this
There's
right.
nothing to ruin. Shut your
Well,
fucking
the difference
face,
between
Logan.
JJ and everybody else
really
is JJ
fucking
actually
annoying,
wants
man.
to ask questions and find out what happened, whereas everybody else just wants to follow the Seth narrative.
He dropped the
Logan
bomb
just
on
wants to
JJ, please.
masturbate his mouth. You just had one glass of a 5-ounce glass of wine. That's it.
Yeah. And Godless, is your server still open, by the way?
Yo, speaking of mods, no, I'm sorry, I have to do this. Now, speaking of mods, Tom, Michael, and Pogan were talking shit about some moderation shit, and they were definitely
Absolutely.
voicing their opinions against you.
Absolutely. We
So
were.
I will say that this is a very good time for them to address it. right? Since he's
Yeah,
here now,
this
since
is
he is able to
politics.
defend himself now, right? Because you were talking shit about him behind his back, right? Now, Pogan
No,
and
I said the
Michael
same
are going
exact
to
things
be
to
man
Tom in
up
front of him.
and face the fucking music and talk the shit that you were talking about Tom when
I have
he
the
wasn't
opportunity
around.
to speak yet? Look,
Yeah,
I-
Tasteless, I already heard most of it. I left and I was playing Overwatch instead. I don't really care.
Did I
Sorry.
just hear
Well, I
Star
didn't- I
Wars
didn't hear it,
Galaxies
though.
in
What was
somebody's
it?
back?
it's Smash Brothers.
Oh my god.
Look,
Oh,
I,
that's
everything
weird.
I
Step up
said,
says,
everything I said in that room, Tasteless, I said to him, to his face. It's
No,
not like
he
I was
wasn't
behind him.
around when he used it.
Idiot. I said the same exact things to you that I said to his face. Is that unclear?
What was said?
Look, I
no,
Point of
what
I
was
still
personal
don't
said?
privilege.
understand.
Can we
So-
please stop the hate?
Go with
Go
this.
ahead, Pogan. Pogan, I
There's
don't want
not
you to
much
be
you can do about
overtalked.
haters.
I just
I don't want you to be overtalked. So go.
you're over talking me. I just want my no chat role removed without having to
Fucking
like forsake
Dumb
my
and Dumber.
dignity and do the whole kiss the ring, bend the knee bullshit. I even
Mhm.
said please. Just there's no explanation was ever given for the role being given to me. Just take it off. Why does it have to be a?
He didn't want you bitching in chat earlier about JJ muting you.
You mean JJ
That's why.
abusing his mods and muting me mid sentence?
Yeah.
You're
All
lucky I
this-
haven't
all
muted
this,
you
yeah.
several times.
Look,
All-
we can
all
address.
this in chat form. Yeah, I didn't want that.
Yeah,
we
he
can
didn't want that
address
regardless.
we can address JJ later, right? But me complaining about JJ abusing his mods was totally reasonable. I'm simply asking because I'm not going to do what Tom apparently no chatted me for now to have the no chat role removed without the whole kiss the knee, bend the knee bullshit. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Okay, all right. I'll offer you another option. Okay.
That's really charitable.
Yeah, I know, Yuri. Look, instead of me commanding you to kiss the ring or you have to bend the knee, I'm just gonna say that if you say beep boop beep, that'll be good enough. But I command it.
Oh my god.
This is the same exact thing.
Sorry, where was?
this
Sorry,
was the-
sorry,
this was the opposite.
sorry,
It
where-
basically
sorry,
is the same
sorry.
thing.
Where
No, I don't
where
think so.
was? Sorry, where was Pogan abuse? Where was Pogan like repetitively or like streaming consciousness in complaint about his being muted? I just did a chat history, and I could only find like 3 messages.
He preemptively.
Somebody want me to
He was
point?
no chatted beforehand, Michael.
He
So
preemptively.
he
Look,
couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
why?
It's like minority report on the modding in here.
I can give
Yeah.
you the exact quote that was said, Mike.
Hogan was punished for pre-crime.
All right, I guess nobody's interested in me being involved in the conversation. That's
Not
fine.
really.
Pogan, I'm
Yeah,
interested, man. I wanna
I'm
hear it.
actually interested because I could only see 3 messages where he was asking why he was muted.
That's cool. Let's just have JJ laugh and Krill say random shit in the background. That's better.
No, I'm serious. Michael is relatively
point of
reasonable most
personal
of the time.
privilege.
Like, he's wrong about this whole thing with Seth, but that's okay. But I mean, he actually does have your best interest at heart when it comes to moderation. So if you were improperly minority report pre-crime muted and or no chatted, we want to know about it.
Minority Report is a good movie, by the way.
It's
So
all right.
speaking of Michael, right? Michael, are you going to man up and actually talk the shit that you were talking when Tom wasn't?
Oh, look, no one cares. Tasteless. Michael is free to say what he wants.
Oh shit!
I heard.
nice.
I came into the room and I
Within
heard most of it. I think it's just I
I do
wanted to-
think Michael.
Well, you didn't hear the part where he was going to confront you and
Is
put
the
you in your
only
place or
condition
What?
condition for me getting my no chat role removed, like this whole public drama, lose your dignity? Is that the only way?
So
'Cause
hold
you're
on a
just-
sec. So
Because
when
you're just being a fucking asshole. Like at this point, you're just being a dick to be a dick.
so when you say the utterance beep boop beep, that's losing dignity.
Yeah, the idea
You're gonna lose dignity from that.
well, the idea is that I would still be bending the knee in the sense that I'm like following the orders of somebody above me, right? That's what you're trying to pull. It's the same exact thing. It wouldn't matter if you said, "Hey,
How do you
Pogan."
interpret that, Pogan?
It wouldn't matter if you
I mean,
said,
that
"Hey,
is what it is. I mean, there's no.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no,
a very reasonable interpretation.
You guys should come back to playing Overwatch.
Yeah, but you don't have to
Sounds
say
boring.
I kiss the ring. All you have to say is an utterance, and that utterance means that you get
Your goal is to publicly shame me into being
No.
a complacent, happy
What?
little server member
Wow.
that isn't bucking authority.
Whoa. Tom, I don't like this tone right
Now
now.
stop
dude.
Yuri, can you stop?
Wait, why was I server muted?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
shit.
The plot thickens.
I'm gonna have to take away Declan's mods.
You know,
Oh.
I would like
James
to
James
wonder
Bond did it. James Bond did it.
why was that?
He was probably making noise or something, Declan. It probably wasn't.
Declan, I think
No, look.
I think we heard your when were you server muted?
I don't know. I just tried to talk and I was server muted. I came back after I was deafened and muted for forever.
It was probably a
Oh, when you
noise thing.
unmuted yourself,
I'm telling
Declan?
you, man. There's
It was
certain mods
it was
around here like they're sovereign
9:30. It was
citizens.
9:31 by Palm Jam, and it may have been, I think,
It's just
because
jam.
there was some like personal shit being.
He was
Yeah.
deafened though. He was deafened and muted.
I've been deafened and muted for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
How
so
many-
maybe it was
An
an accident.
Declan. I highly doubt it was like personal or anything.
How many
Yeah, I
mods do we
wouldn't
have in
consider-
here? Is I mean,
Who
is
knows?
this an issue where we just have way too many mods?
I think the problem is though that Declan unmuted himself. That's evading moderation.
No, shit. Declan, what are you doing, man?
Yo, look, y'all bitches want to bring me into this. I give a fuck less. Do what you're gonna
We need
do.
another
Okay, all right.
scapegoat.
I'll give you. This is my final offer, Pogan.
Nice.
Now, forget all the stuff about kiss the ring, bend the knee, beep boop beep, and forget like it's a command or anything. It's just if you want to be no chatted, you just have to say pancake.
Why are you being a
Same
cunt?
thing.
Why are you being a
Wow.
Just say it,
Pancakes
Pogan.
are good.
just being a fucking asshole?
Just
Like
say
you
it,
understand
Pogan. Don't be-
you understand what the point is.
What is
right?
this?
Yeah, but just say pancake though. Just fuck it.
Yeah, I put syrup and butter on my
But
pancakes.
it's like it's
Pancakes are-
weird. Like Tom, he didn't do like I don't understand why you'd still have no chat. It's just weird.
This is for
Yeah,
some
this,
good.
I just want to know
it's
the
because
reason.
because it's Pogan. Anyone else would just have been no chatted, but because Pogan is a problem.
Preemptively though, I
Yeah.
don't get that.
What I was gonna say when I was muted was that what you guys are witnessing is like the prime example of the ain't no bitch crime directive.
Oh my god.
Yes, we
Come
know.
It is. It's
Well,
exactly what it is.
Obviously,
Of
we know
course
that, but that's irrelevant to this.
I gave the reason why everything after Kiss the Ring, Bend the Knee has basically been the same thing, right? The idea is you follow a direct order and you either verbally or non-verbally bend the knee just by complying with the order, right? It's the whole lose your dignity and stop bucking authority idea. Now, I was preemptively no-chatted, and I've remained no-chatted since early afternoon. I politely asked for it to be removed. He basically told me to fuck off. I'm now asking again for it to be removed without you making a show out of it, even though it's already a
I
show.
want pancakes
And you're
right
just
now.
being
Pancakes sound good.
and you're just being a fucking cunt.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's not gonna help you get no chatted any faster.
Hogan.
Yeah, the word isn't cunt. It's pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pancake.
Pancake.
Honey,
Yeah,
I'd like
just-
to lick your. Never mind.
Like it doesn't. There's no context attached to it. You just have to say the word pancake.
You just said I wouldn't do this to anyone else, but because it's Pogan, I kept him no chatted, okay?
Yeah, because you're a
Pancake.
problem member, so you don't get any kind of leniency. In fact, you're gonna be.
Lenient, you preemptively no chatted me. I didn't do anything
It's
wrong.
because he cares, Pogan.
Because he cares.
Look, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Okay?
Oh, please.
Don't blow up, Hogan.
Look, Hogan. No, shut up a second
Yeah,
here.
this is
Look,
just like.
Hogan,
Sorry, go ahead.
this- you're right, Pogan. This is disrespect. But you know what? It's a tyranny. How many fucking times have I got to get through you people's heads? This is Tom's playground. Everything you do here is suffering. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's crap, but what the hell? You either stay or go. I mean, you can complain, but all you're going to do is make the same complaints over and over. Nothing's going to change, and eventually people are going to get tired of complaining. They'll throw your ass out anyways.
Right.
If you don't want to bend the
Hogan.
knee, then make this your hill to die on, and I'll see you in some other server, man. But as long as you're here, you follow the rules. And they don't have to make sense to you.
You mean the
They don't
rule
have to
that I
be
didn't?
just.
You mean the rule
They
that
don't
I
have to
didn't
make
break?
sense. They don't have to be
You
just.
were going to break Progan.
How the fuck could you
No,
possibly know
this
that?
This is just Pogan demanding respect for some
You
reason.
can't even say, "Oh,
What?
You
Why?
can't.
Why? Why would
can't-
that be him demanding respect?
I
Doesn't
didn't
make
do
any
anything
sense.
wrong. I didn't break a rule."
It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
the whole preemptive.
In fact, his response, to my understanding, was that he was politely asking to not be held to the standard that he was asked to, right? Which was to like say some stupid shit and embarrass himself. Right? Like he was
Yeah, I
being
agree with
respectful
Michael on
about it. He wasn't even being a dick about it.
When
So
Tom pulled this a
I'm
few
just
hours
still
ago,
fucking confused. I'm just still fucking confused as to why, one, the preemptive ban, and why, two, the conditions.
preemptive no chat.
No fucking answer. Silence. Crickets. Anybody want to fucking
gave you
answer
an
that
answer,
question?
Michael.
Explained.
Anybody?
I want to answer that question.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I am
Tasteless.
going to answer that question because I know that.
I'm very curious.
Tasteless, eat a
What
dick.
is your
No.
perspective, Tasteless?
This is how you know
because Michael
JJ is
doesn't
trolling
see-
this. He keeps on saying, "Let's
This
hear."
will
let's
be
so
interesting.
strange.
Please, everyone.
JJ, shut
What's your
up.
explanation?
I'll make
So
it
this is
really. I'll
strange.
make it really simple. Okay. Like I know this isn't a threat because
No,
you don't actually.
Pogan, I don't know why.
Don't interrupt.
Pogan, we're trying to understand Tasteless' perspective.
Do we really want to hear taste?
No, we're not.
Yes.
So
No,
what
it's
is
really
Michael?
just
Wait,
trying
you're
the
taking
opposite,
perspective.
dude.
Can I just-
Michael,
can I just
No,
fucking
I'd like
speak?
to hear another
Apparently you
perspective.
guys are privy to reasons for
Specifically
why
from
Michael is
Tasteless.
saying,
muted.
And everybody
don't
is
see
talking
any
over
and I'm
you.
just
reason
apparently everybody else is just aware of it. and I'm
Point of
not.
personal privilege. Can we
Michael,
please
I
stop
guess-
the hate?
what I'm about to
I
say.
guess.
Tasteless,
I guess we're
please
gonna hear from
stop.
somebody. I guess
No,
we're
come
gonna
on.
hear
Can
from
we
somebody
just
who's
can we
gonna
just
explain
stop
why
this
it's
and
preemptive.
let Tasteless
Can
explain
the
its
comrades,
perspective?
please?
All I can say
It's
is that
unreal.
Michael is lying when he, stated
Tasteless is
that
about
he
to get
didn't have any
muted.
idea how such a thing could happen. He's lying. Why?
Can I just fucking defend
Because-
myself? Do we like? Why do I have
No,
to?
No
I
one
am
asked
about to
why.
say downstairs.
He's lying. Jesus, this is
When-
what he's adding. He's just calling people dishonest. Stop, Tasteless. Just stop.
When
Look,
we were
done.
downstairs,
Look,
they
look.
Just
Done.
just
Done.
mute
Done.
Tasteless.
I'll make it.
No.
And JJ.
I'll make this really simple, okay? I realize this isn't much of a threat
Fucking
because
losers.
you personally want me gone, apparently, Tom. But either remove my no chat role or I'll do you the convenience of leaving the server. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Well, there's no way on
No,
earth.
point of
it's gonna
personal
do that.
privilege.
No,
Can
no,
we
no,
wait
no, no,
this
no.
out?
I want a
Shut up,
response. I want a response.
Yep.
Yeah, I have
5
a one.
seconds.
I have a one-word response. Pancake.
Okay. See you guys around.
No, wait,
Bye,
Pogan,
Pogan.
no, man.
Bye,
No,
bye, bye, bye,
no,
bye,
no.
bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Bye. Shut up, you
That was
fucking
too
vampire
much,
bitch.
I'm with
Oh my
Pogan.
Jesus.
All you gotta do is
Yeah, let's get
like
some
this.
clarity
Otherwise,
from
like,
fucking Layla. Yeah.
I'm with Pogan, man. See you guys. This is ridiculous.
No, we're losing like 2 strong members of this community right now, man.
Look, can we play Overwatch now?
All I wanted was pancake syrup, egg, and bacon like mixed on the inside.
Yuri,
that
shut
all
the
sounds
hell
like-
up.
Your trolling is just getting really annoying right now.
No, Joe is just being so innocent. Just split Overwatch.
We just want to play this drama isn't worth like. We had a full team ready to go play Overwatch, and they wanted to come and listen to this bullshit.
Had to deal with
There
this.
will be other teams.
I love you, Joe.
Somewhere in Joe's.
Look,
in
I
Joe's
wanted to
agenda.
avoid it. Look, Tom, I just want to say I tried to avoid it. I did not want to moderate Krill. I knew this would happen, but I mean, I was left with the option.
Whatever.
No, I know. There's some people that if you moderate them, it's gonna just be ugly.
Hey,
Like
Michael.
Tasteless, like Bogan.
Michael, are you there?
JJ.
Yeah. It's all
I was
right.
trying to figure out
Yeah.
why Michael
Me?
said I was muted.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so like if Palm Jam muted you, my assumption was that it was for a good reason.
Not Palm
rarely
Jam.
uses
Why the fuck does that sociopath have mods?
Stop saying it's
Okay.
Palm Jam. It's not fucking
Okay.
Palm Jam.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
my
who
bad.
is it?
JJ,
Fucking
JJ, did you want to
James.
call me a
James
hey, did you
Bond.
wanna call- Hey, JJ, did you want to call me a fucking cunt and fuck my mom while you're at it, buddy? I don't understand. I don't understand why you're fucking hot and heavy on me, you fucking moron.
I was actually yelling.
Why
at
don't you just calm your fucking old man droopy
actually-
tits?
I wasn't
Michael's
yelling.
just gonna kick your ass
Your-
right now.
Calm
Michael, you're
your fucking
confused.
tits, or I'm coming
You're
for you,
confused.
stud.
I wasn't actually talking to you.
Oh shit, JJ.
Calm
I was
down,
talking to
or
Gus.
it's go. This
Lun-
is going to end
lunatic.
badly for you.
Lunatic. Lunatic.
I don't care if you're going. I don't care if you're going after Gus or not. But this is going to end badly for you if you keep this shit up, stud.
Oh shit.
Keep what? Keep what shit up?
Also, Coach,
Just
pretend he doesn't know what you're
sit
talking about.
down
I love
and
it.
let
Even-
the
what the
adults
fuck are
talk.
you even?
Just
what the
sit
fuck are you
down
even talking
and let
about?
the adults talk. I said Palm Jam,
Talk
and you
what?
started coming
Talk
after me
more
about
shit?
Palm Jam. I
No.
said Palm
I
Jam, and you
corrected
came
you.
after
I
me,
corrected you.
dumbass.
I
You didn't
corrected.
just correct
I
him.
corrected
You
you
went
calmly.
while you were
I
fucking
corrected you calmly.
Yeah.
You didn't correct him calmly.
And then you
What are
repeated
talking
it
about?
because
Yeah, you were
apparently
yelling
you
at
weren't
You
him.
didn't
listening.
correct him
So I
calmly.
Calm
corrected you
down,
again.
You
dumbass.
raised your
And
voice.
then I got
Hey.
louder when
Hey.
Gus said,
Hey.
"Why is
Hey.
that
Hey.
psycho?"
Sweetheart,
have
sweetheart,
mods?"
sweetheart.
Now
Sweetheart,
it's
calm
all
down.
cleared up,
Sweetheart, calm down.
and you can be correct now, right?
Sweetheart,
And I called him a
Comrades.
sociopath.
Calm down.
Comrades,
Do you
can
have
we
the facts
Calm
correct
down,
now?
stud.
please keep the hate to a minimum?
I don't know what a point
JJ.
of personal privilege is.
Yeah, and I don't know why he thinks he has personal privilege in here.
But what
Point
is
personal
it?
privilege just
Why
means
not?
can I cut in on
Yeah,
the
I think it's-
fact that I have
I
privilege?
interrupt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a common theme of the Democratic Socialist debate. It's a meme. It's stupid.
Oh, I see, because he's a fascist.
Yeah. Oh well, I still don't
Alright,
speak Nemish.
all
so-
of you get back on Overwatch. Let's do this.
Oh my God! Somebody please give Joe an
Joe's
Overwatch
gonna
game.
lose his fucking
I'm
mind.
running home, Joe. I'm going to play with you guys.
Okay. Do it.
Just
The
imagine
whole
Yuri.
server go play Overwatch with Sunseed.
I just imagine Yuri running on the sidewalk.
We could get a full team. We have Zach.
Cinco.
Yuri, imagine the cops chasing you. Get home faster.
Guys,
Come on.
why
Oh,
look?
man, I
Why
just
is
increased
Tasteless
bottom.
muted again?
Oh my God, Crow.
You gotta fix your mic, Crow.
Why is Tasteless muted again?
I look. Anytime someone goes to, let's hear what Tasteless has to say.
I don't
They're
know.
trolling. It's that
Look,
simple.
That's not true.
Are you unfamiliar with Tasteless Grill?
I'm familiar with Tasteless, but this is abuse, pure and simple.
Look,
Oh,
there's
well,
like 50.
Crow-
There's like 50 people in here, okay? And if Tasteless is unmuted, he's just gonna. I mean, we can't sustain the room. There's just not enough airtime to go around. He's just too long-winded and dumb.
Not always.
Tastefully
Well,
monologue.
muted, I want to take a moment to gloat.
You know what drives me nuts
can
about
be
you,
verbally
JJ? You know what
moderated.
drives me nuts about you, JJ? You take one of
My
the few,
even-
like you took a person,
my
okay,
level-headedness?
and normally there's level-headedness to the point of being on fucking barbiturates. You look at a person who's
I
generally
don't know
speaking,
about that.
who generally speaking does what Tom says he does, and then you go, not all the time. Sometimes we can curtail him. Who gives a fuck what you can get him
Yeah,
to
he
do
can be
every once
verbally
in a while?
moderated.
Who gives a fuck what you can get him to do every once in a while? Generally speaking, by and large, usually, when he opens his mouth, people want to cut their own fucking throats.
Also, Leela was.
Oh, I
moderated
think
and
that's an
muted.
exaggeration.
Yeah, that's right. It is hyperbole. That's right, Captain Examine.
Well, that's
Bullshit
not.
is
That's
the
not.
point.
That's not useful to this discussion.
You know what's not
Gus.
useful to this discussion? You fucking chiding like we're
Hyperbole.
suddenly
Hyperbole and
like we're suddenly-
exaggeration is
like
not
we
useful
are-
to this
like we're
discussion.
suddenly-
Can the honorable members please refrain from accusing other members of being fascist?
Wait, why did Jam mute Leela? That's my question.
This is sounding. What this is sounding like
I
is
don't know. Sounds
like a
draconian.
premeditated shtick. That's what this is smelling like. What it sounds like is that someone probably got into Palm Jam's ear, and a couple of the fucking members of the group
It's Jam.
decided to have
It's
some
just
sort
Jam.
of fun.
It's James Bond. It's not Palm Jam.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe you'd like to say that loud, JJ, in case we all didn't fucking hear it. Or did you get your pee-pee whacked enough when the Marines spoke up?
So. somebody
Declan, I'm
else
getting
already
an
was already
aura
on
about
it.
you, a pre-crime aura. I might have to preemptively ban you. I'm just afraid of what you might do.
A free crime aura.
Wait, I don't even get a chance to say beep boop beep because I'll say it.
You already
Pancake,
did.
pancake.
You already did.
Okay, we're good then.
He wouldn't say pancake.
I actually
Finally,
have a
I
book
was waiting for Joe to find something funny.
I have a book recommendation for Pogan now that I've witnessed this event.
Comes Cam to start a
Yeah,
Start
Cam's
shit.
gonna ruin this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cam. Recommend a book for the person who's not here.
So no, but there is this excellent book called Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality, and it's got this good story about
Come over here.
like how to lose, like learning the lesson of how to lose. And it sounds like Pogan has to learn how to lose. That's my thoughts.
Well, why don't you go and teach him?
I'm
Thanks for
confused.
that, Cam.
It's a Harry Potter book?
Oh no.
It's a
Hogan,
fan
tasteless,
fiction,
and
but
apparently
one that it's a fan fiction, JJ. Actually, you'd really like it. Harry Potter and the Methods of
I get it.
Rationality.
That's a fan fiction? Like somebody wrote a thing?
Yeah,
That was a
it's like
fan?
it's like
They
80
wrote it?
chapters or something. It's
I'm
really good.
confused. Did they write something?
Oh, Gus, are you stirring shit, buddy?
All right.
Fucking better at it than you are,
Oh my
son.
God, you guys left Overwatch for this?
Look, someone in the chat, Joshua R, said, "How long do you think it's going to be before Pogan is back?" I think Pogan is already listening on a sock account. Wait, there's no loyalty. It's just like people just want to go where there's something happening and there's someone to feed upon. Right?
Pogan, just say pancake. Jesus.
Pogan needs his feed.
Dude, learn to lose. Sometimes you just need to lose for a greater good.
Pogan's a voracious eater. He needs to be.
How is that the greater good?
Well, yeah, that's subject dependent, Molly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're telling me that the next time, like Jack and Josh and Mikalash and all in here trying to gangbang somebody, about whatever, or yeah, Pogan's gonna be like, oh no, I have a principled stand about going in there. I'm not gonna go in there. Just gonna be in here on a sock or something. Doesn't mean anything when people say I'm leaving. But Krill said that 10 minutes ago. He's already back.
Look, I want to just clarify why I feel like that is like I'm owed that. I came back for one reason and one reason alone. Because I saw Tasteless saying in the chat that he was muted again, and I just felt like it's not right.
How did you know he was in chat?
I gotta walk my dog. I'll be right back.
So contagious.
All right.
So he's a precog. He's a precog, and he's good at what do you call it? Diagnosing pre-crime. So
Oh my God.
we should keep him around.
It just curls. Look, I want to just clear the air on this issue.
Look, this place will always have new people, and people will want to voraciously eat them and feed. And I'm just trying to tend the flock so there can be many feedings every day. Right?
Just want to remind everybody
yes.
that the
Virtuous
Criticism
overlord.
server is still up.
Now, Pogan is, he can't control himself, right? I need to know that Pogan can control himself.
He can't.
He didn't do anything though. What do you mean?
He can't, and he needs much more conditioning. Definitely.
He's been controlling himself.
That's what I
a lot
see.
more.
That's not true.
It is true. Tom even admitted it.
Who, Pogan? Yeah, he's improved a lot.
Well, I said that after he just came back, but he's pretty much completely reverted back to his old self already.
Regressed.
Oh, that's a
yeah.
bummer.
I may be
No,
expecting.
JJ was interrupting him in that point.
I mean, he was
thought
already doing the "you're
he
over
was-
talking me" thing today. You know, it's just like he's fully regressed.
As he interrupts, and then says you're over talking him. Yeah, that's annoying.
You mean that's what you were doing?
No.
Having JJ turned down to like 9% is great. You guys.
Yeah, it's been like that for a month for me, and I'll tell you what, it's fucking amazing.
You all don't like JJ? What's wrong?
If I get 5 bans off the start, like 5 people I can ban.
Shut
off the
up,
start,
you
I'll
fucking
help
vampire.
I swear to
I'll-
God, this
I'll
woman
help
is
revive
the
Krillism.
Antichrist. Ban her.
I'll help revive Krillism. 5 bans, just that's all I'm asking for. 5 bans right off the start, and I'll be committed to reviving Krillism.
We could revive Krillism, and
What's
then
the?
we could go in.
Oh yeah, that list isn't gonna
That's not gonna happen.
help things.
So-
That's gonna.
But I have the power of the unicorn.
Molly, why are you so hateful?
Leela, if we
Why-
can add
why are you so
Declan to that
hateful?
list, I'm good.
I'm not so
No,
hateful.
that then I have
Tom?
to.
Why? Because like I wanted Pogan to say pancake.
No, and
That's love.
tasteless.
That's
You,
love.
I don't do any differently to her than what you do to Tasteless and John. So what's your game?
No.
What do you know?
You're
No.
actually much more hateful. I don't say to like Tasteless like, hey, you're just a fucking like dumb. Like when he
A
says something,
vampire?
it's just like dumb cunt, dumb bitch, like stuff
I
like
call
that.
I call her a dumb vampire. Yeah, you do. You call him dumb all the time and worthless and all that. And my choice of words and your choice of words, what does it matter? You're still a shitty.
Well,
I mean, I think
different.
everyone can even tell though that like when I tell Tasteless he says
So
dumb.
what did you have a point to this?
Yeah, I was asking you why you're so hateful.
And I asked you why you're so hateful.
It's not answering the question.
No, you.
I don't really think I'm hateful. Like when I say that to Tasteless, it's not really super serious. But when you say it, like I can hear it, I can feel it in your voice. You like
feel it. Yeah.
You're really, really, really resentful.
Okay, and then your point again. What would it be?
Well, the point. Well, it was a question. I was asking you why you're so hateful, and then you asked me a question, and now you're asking me what the point
and
is.
I have made it clear on multiple occasions why I don't care for her. So is now by telling you that, is that going to make anything different for you?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really directed at your relationship with Ellie. I just said so.
Okay, so
Because I like.
but I would just my thing is that so you asked me a question, let's say I answered it once again, which I'm not going to do, then what?
Well, that would be what I was looking for, was an answer.
Okay, well, if you would have ever been listening the multiple times that I've said why, then you would already know the answer to.
Well, can someone else, I guess, tell Tom?
Since
Molly,
everybody knows, anybody want to tell me?
Well, the thing is, you fucking know, Tom. You're just being obstinate.
No.
Oh my god, now I'm boomer.
Well, there
Gus
was the
man.
first thing that happened with Danny. She really flipped out when Layla's like all against.
Let's
Danny.
not look at this as just specifically a Layla thing. There's a lot of hate at Sugar. There's a lot.
Oh, no, I did perfectly. No. Sugar, I have made it.
Bowl of milk.
My issue.
Bowl of milk.
Fuck up, Layla.
Fries.
Okay, so
Well,
there
she
you
does not
do.
rag on bowl of milk. She doesn't rag on fucking bowl of milk. Fuck off, Layla.
Kathleen?
No,
Bullshit.
because what I had made perfectly clear is I had made a comment in chat and she jumped all over my ass and I was like, what are you talking about? I was commenting on somebody talking about collecting toenails, which had nothing to do with her, and she made the assumption that it was and went off the rail. So there's that.
Well, we're talking about just like many instances, like the one where.
And
she had
Sugar,
just spoken
and
up.
I have made it perfectly clear about Sugar and his telling people you need to stop your medication, it's worse for you, and telling me, the reason why you want cancer is because you're unhealthy. That is my issue with Sugar, which again I have made perfectly fucking clear in the past, as I've had regarding Layla. So once again, where do you want to go with this? Do you want to have a shit show? Are you lacking in drama? What?
Oh, I was asking you why you're so hateful.
Okay, so ask. I've asked. It's been asked, and I've answered it heaps of times.
Right, and then I asked someone to tell me the answer,
Well,
and no one said
okay.
anything.
Well, how does that have anything to do with me?
That indicates
Well-
that not really people know about your position. That's what it indicates.
Yuri, shut the fuck up, man. Do you have to comment on every conversation?
Well, Tom, why don't you repeat what I just said,
Molly-
since I know that's the exact
Molly,
thing you're.
there are 47 people in here, and you're saying it's obvious why, and it's been iterated.
I
many,
never
many
said it
times.
was obvious.
Well,
I never said
you
it's
said
obvious.
it's been said many times, right? That means that
Yeah, it has.
right. It means it's out there, and you're saying that it's been out there. So I'm appealing to the 47 people in the room. What is the reason?
Okay, well, good luck with that.
Also, I guess she doesn't really want people to know, Tom.
I wonder if
look at
it's
that,
not
what a
like
surprise.
I wonder if it's not like some sort of like female hierarchical.
Okay, here we go.
Like, do you want me to? Do you like not want Tony? Like, I can sum it up.
You can sum it up, what you like. I've tried many times, and I've said it to her many times.
Molly thinks that Layla is conniving and manipulative.
Yeah, but
Well,
even
everyone
so,
knows that.
right? Like, I think that Ace is a slimy sack of shit, and so I think like Dio and Iron and shit, right? But I don't. Every time they talk, I don't like interrupt them. Go, you stupid cunt! Hey, you stupid cunt! Hey, what about your husband? You stupid cunt!
Yeah,
Your husband's-
but so the difference is, right, Molly perceives Layla as winning in her manipulation and connivingness, and Ace doesn't, right? Ace is looked on and pretty much despised by the community for being manipulative. Layla is beloved by the community for being manipulative.
Also, I've had to deal with her bullshit, like when she had admins, that she'd come in and you guys were all downstairs gaming. There were like 5 of us up in a room talking, having conversation, and she comes in, she goes, "This is boring, we need to change the topic." And we're like, "Well, we're talking about this." And she goes, "Oh, well, here." And so she proceeds to move me from room to room, mute me and stuff, and I'm just fucking tired of it. She's a bitch. I don't like her. Get over it. You know, where is it in the fucking Tom server, this chat, whatever, Discord bullshit this is? I have to like everyone to be nice to everyone. Obviously, that's not the case, because you, like other people in this server, don't care for people and treat them like shit. I'm no different than you are, Tom. You just don't like it because she's your charm and you take it as a personal affront.
I didn't even say that. I just asked you why you're so hateful.
Well, I'm running it down for you. Since you asked, I'm telling you. So there you have it, love.
She's conniving? She doesn't even have mods anymore.
Well, I mean, I think.
Well, that's not
I think
the
it's
words
fair. I think it's
those
fair
aren't the
to
words
say
that she
that.
chose. Those are the words that I chose that I think are an understanding of her position.
I think it's fair to say that Layla's conniving, but I don't even see that as a bad trait in here. A lot of people in here are conniving.
Yeah. Like, I don't, like, sometimes, like, it gets annoying, right? Like, when Layla's trying to say something, someone, like, on the list that Layla just mentioned speaks, right? And then out of nowhere, you hear, "Oh my God, you have to comment on everything." And we hear this background noise. I mean, it's just, it's not tasteful, right?
That's what you do, Yuri.
Yeah, that's more. That's more.
It's
you
not
and me.
tasteful. Is it
No, I
tasteless?
don't. Are you guys kidding? I'm like, oh, come on. Only
It's
when, like,
also a
Tom
problem
says
with
something, like,
Hogan.
insightful. It's only when Tom says something insightful, right, that I think needs to be presented to the community. Right? That's the only time I do that.
Well, that means that you're gonna have to be piping up a lot.
That's true.
I mean, in order to like,
it's good that practically never happens, but oh.
All right, so wake me up when you guys are done with this and
in
want to play
order,
Overwatch.
in
I'm hopping
order,
on my computer right now.
Jesus fucking Christ! In order to sort of like be involved in voice chat, I think you have to be conniving to a certain extent.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is this? I'm hateful to Cat? BB? When have I ever been hateful to Cat or BB? Yuri I have a go at, but then he and I DM each other, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Never been rude to Char. Gigi and I are getting along brilliantly, so what the fuck is she going on about? These are the type of things I'm talking about. Stupid bitch, don't like her. Would you like to move on?
This is Molly. This is just what dumb bitches like her do.
Oh, fuck.
And bark from the sidelines, right? This is just what dumb bitches like her do, right? Like, and if she was actually a big girl and knew what the fuck she was talking about, she'd get on mic and talk about the stupid fucking low IQ Christian belief she has. We could talk about that, right? But she wants to fucking avoid that. She wants to interject, and what she's doing is she's just making cutesy little comments from the sidelines like she always does. This is just what dumb bitches do. You know this, Molly.
Yeah, I do.
Oof.
And then
I feel
she
like
gets
I've set a bad example.
No, she acts like a bitch, and then she comes in with her little girl whiny voice. I don't understand why people don't like me, why people are rude. Molly's never told me, which is a bunch of bullshit. It's a blatant lie, and you can all, if you want to jump on her fucking bandwagon with it and have a go at me about it, absolutely brilliant, fine. Fuck, I don't care.
I don't think it's a matter of jumping. I don't think it's a matter of jumping on her bandwagon. I just like a lot of the things that you say that she's. Hold on.
You know, yeah, I say it. So fucking deal with it. Are you all shocked and awed that I'm not opinionated, that I don't say what I'm thinking? I've been like that forever, Declan. This is who I am.
No,
yes,
look,
a lot of people don't like me. Yeah, I'm an absolute bitch at times. Absolutely brilliant. This is who I am, Declan.
Molly, I'm not attacking you, right? What I'm saying is that a lot of the things that you're saying that Layla is, I just kind of look at everyone in the community and I go, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
but you know, Declan, there's a difference between, you know, somebody stick handling the puck once in a while and somebody going,
I just don't understand why we can't talk about something I want to talk about because I said, Tom,
Yeah,
I think I should always have it not.
It's actually fitting that Gus was like summer. It actually is fitting that Gus was talking about that. You guys ever seen that YouTube video where there's like fans in next to the ice that are like taunting the fucking hockey players in the box, and there's that little slit between the panes of ice, and these fans are like yelling at the fucking penalized players through that little slit, and all of a sudden the fucking hockey stick just magically makes its way through the slit in the fucking ice.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen any fucking time Layla opens her cock holster about any issue. Okay, so what's gonna happen? She's just no, I'm not done. Hang on, I'm sorry, Cam, but I'm not done.
No, you go.
This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen any time that little bitch opens her fucking her fucking soup cooler about any issue. Because no, because this is what she does on every issue. She yips from the sidelines like a little ankle-biting dog and then expects not to get fucking whapped on the back of the head with a fucking newspaper.
Well, look,
did you say soup cooler?
Michael, with respect, though, honestly, through all this shit that's gone on, like with her and the server, I've not really heard her get involved at all. I mean, look at it from her perspective, man, right? Like, this is no offense to her, but I mean, she's not like a heavy hitter when it comes to the argumentation thing. And if the entire room or multiple people in the room are dogging down on her, what do you expect her to do? It's a catch-22.
No, it's not.
So hang on just a second. I want to come back on that after Declan's done. I want to come back.
I'm not finished. Okay, it's a catch-22.
No, it's not.
If she ends up engaging, she'll get smashed down. If she doesn't end up engaging, then she's a scared pussy. Right?
No, your framework is incorrect. On a fundamental level, Declan, I'm sorry, but there is a difference between instigation and response.
How did she instigate this?
Wait. No. Wait. No, not this. But what the bitch does is she's admitted to saying that what keeps her coming back and what's fascinating about the community is that she can steer it exactly by yelling from the sidelines. Like manipulating conversations. She said this. We have audio of her saying this. We know that this is what this bitch does. So she's interested in guiding conversations down the rails that she thinks they ought follow, but not actually participating in it.
Yeah, she on
I don't
many
see what the
occasions
problem
she
is, to be
tries to
honest with you.
obstruct my ability to talk with other Christians in the server. But Molly, you know I love you and I have your back, and you've been a friend of mine for a couple of years now. But I will say that it's not until today that I really understood a little bit more about the hate toward Ellie or Layla. And I have actually asked you directly about it, and I felt that I didn't get much of a direct answer. Now,
Oh, that's
I'm
because we
only
were
saying
in the
this- I'm
server.
only- Right, and I'm only saying it from the perspective of like people might understand your hate and pain toward her more if you were clearer. And I feel like you have been more clear.
I'm just, it's a big fucking game. Pretty much everyone that's people mention that she does, and here she does, and I've watched her just play these fucking games. She's been, in my opinion, fucking destructive since she's come in here. We've had the Dio issues, her being doxxed, and the whiny shit, and constantly
Not her
coming
fault.
back in. She would sit. I'm still talking. And this shit, and no, she
Her being doxxed is her
instigates
being
it.
destructive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, well, I guess I'm done
Yeah, I
talking.
disagree with that.
Well, because I wasn't able to finish.
Yeah, because Jovan can't fucking resist making a balloon animal out of a point.
She was listing reasons.
Yeah, and
that
you
were
didn't let
contributing to
her
her
finish.
being
No,
destructive.
you didn't let me finish, and
grabbed the first
now I'm
one.
fucking dumb. Because I was
are
going to
often,
respond
a
further on
situation
it.
is often greater than the sum of its parts. And what you do is you reach in and you grab one of the first parts and you go, "Isn't the whole situation stupid?"
And what I was going to say is that even though at that time when I didn't care for her, when her being doxxed and stuff, I was the first person that jumped in and said, I was saying, fuck this, fucking isn't right. This isn't right, don't do it and stuff. So even in that regards, when I didn't like her, and quote, because I don't hate her, I just don't like her, stuff, I knew when, I saw that shit was going on with her that wasn't right. I've tried with her. I've tried with her time and again.
Molly, please!
And she you know what? Fuck you all.
Hey, you're all good, Molly. Continue.
Well, no, it's just going to be a big joke, and it's going to be a wind up. And I fell back into the let's do the Molly drama. Well, this will be a fucking soundbite for someone, and yeah, I did say I would drown you as a baby, and I would. Fuck yeah.
Oh fuck! I mean, this whole thing about this whole thing about Layla yipping from the sidelines. I mean, if you take the explanation that I put forward,
Wait, hold on a second.
which
Are we
was
going to
that-
gloss over that? Did you just say what I thought I heard you say, Molly?
Yeah, she put something in side chat, and she said Molly said that I would drown her as a baby, and I said, yeah, I did say that.
Love you,
She said she's all, oh yeah, you're fucking old enough to be my mom. You're so old and blah blah blah. And I said, yeah, and then you were I'm old enough to be your mom, and I'd have drowned you as a baby. Yeah, that's what I said.
What makes it funny is that Molly worships somebody who drowns babies, right? That's the irony in this. Nobody's talking about the backstory of that. The reason why Molly said that was the context was that Layla worships a literal baby killer. Right? That's the context.
And we remember this through
But it's okay when God does it.
Yeah, but there's like there's a lot of cognitive dissonance that comes with that, right? And she doesn't like hold it like in that way, right? So it's not really like a knock against her to say that.
I guess what I'm struggling to see is like the distinction between like there seem like Michael, I sort of understand what you're saying, right? I could see that it would be annoying if you perceive someone who was yipping from the sidelines and not engaging like in a meaningful way on voice. But on the other hand, too, I gotta say, I mean, if I were the type of person, right, if I didn't think that my debating skills were up to par, but still wanted to be involved in the community in some way, I'd do the same thing too. And what the other part of this is that I'm failing to see like this sort of value that is like that seems to be touted around right now, in virtue of the fact that a bunch of people are like using their voices instead of being in chat. Like, so okay, so let's
Did you say if your debating skills weren't up to par?
Yeah, like so that's the thing is like so let's say worst case scenario, right? Like I'm still Declan, but I only engage in chat and every once in a while. I don't really lose any sort of value in the community because of that. And I'm certainly not guilty of like any sort of like moral infraction or insulting in some way because I do that. So like this whole thing about Layla was just, yeah, she's yipping from the sidelines. So what? I mean, we're all adults.
But
here.
that is
Wait a minute.
just what
Wait
she
a minute.
does.
No.
And
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
I don't really like hating on Layla because I've tried to be her friend over the last 6 months, but almost every single time I try to have a conversation with somebody where I'm genuinely expressing interest in what they believe, and yes, I am trying to get them to question things, but Layla pipes up and tries to make it so I can't have a conversation with people. And it does actually annoy me, and it's frustrated me, and she's able to do it because she has fairly high status in the community, and it's been going on
For no reason.
a year, and I don't. Well,
Right.
it's knocks me off.
Really the case.
Well, let's say
at
that's
the
fine.
moment
But do you
either,
think
right?
that justifies like
Well,
calling her?
can I
cunt
need to
or,
come
like,
back
talking
on what
like,
Declan
wait,
said,
let me just say
please.
this real quick.
Of course,
Or
Jovan,
talking
of course,
like talking
which is
about
why
her
I don't do
husband
that.
and everything who has nothing to do with this, and talking about like how bad it like isn't that, like, it's dumb to even like reference her husband or like call her a cunt just because like shit like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Joe,
Oh, no,
don't impute that
no,
on
I think
me,
it's
because of course I don't actually do that. 'Cause
Oh
I'm
wait,
not
so
on
then
board with that.
when she brought up, you know,
What is with all the
oh,
hate in this server?
yeah, see, you know what? This is fucking stupid because it's amazing that everyone can remember all the things that I've said to
Beta's on
her, but
point.
then what she's ever said, you know, that's all forgotten. It's tit for tat, and I have said this before. Hey, look, you want to push me, you want to piss me off, then we're going into the dirt. And if you don't like the way I fight, then don't fucking rouse me up to fight me. Don't be a bitch to me. You
I
want
don't
to fuck
think.
with me? No, here's the thing. You want to fuck with me, then you're going to fuck with me. But you know what? I don't play by your fucking rules.
Oh, we get it, Molly. I don't think anyone here is saying like. I don't think anyone
Look,
in
can I
here
come
is
back,
bitching.
please, on what Declan said, please?
Go ahead, Michael.
Because what I'm saying is, look, friend, you addressed me, and I want to come back on it. Okay, and what you said was that that's what you would be doing, and I know you, and that's not what you would be doing, right? When we sit in conversations in Holy about the Frigga-Moore Pincer argument, we keep our mouths shut. Because there are people in here who've read the literature, who know what they're talking about.
Right.
And we're aware of that. Right? Layla just has no fucking clue. She's just totally aloof on all of these issues. And she's admitted to steering these conversations maliciously. That's what gets her off, is manipulating people in a maniacal way.
Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, I get what you're saying, but the thing is that the sort of conversations that you're talking about, I rarely hear Layla pipe up on. I never hear Layla talking about free will or fucking the logical or probable problem of evil. Right? I never hear her talk about anything like that. The things that I do hear her engage in are like some of the more drama aspects of the story. That's just that's the type of like member she is. Some people are here for the drama. Some people are here for like the more philosophical aspect to it. Like the picture that you're painting that she's somehow like purposely hold on. Purposely trying to steer the conversation out of those more philosophical pursuits. I just don't see. It could be a fault of my own perception. I just don't see it.
That does happen.
I think a lot of your
Sorry.
And Michael, I think a lot of your criticisms also apply to Molly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
she
somebody's
doesn't.
brought
She's
that up
not.
before,
Molly
but I don't.
doesn't. Molly doesn't talk about philosophy either. Molly's a pagan.
And let me explain why. And I have no. Let me respond to no.
Oh, don't
and I have
There's nothing to respond
Wait,
to.
he didn't even
You gotta let him
finish.
finish.
Oh, fuck, man.
Molly,
Hang
let
on.
him respond.
Also,
Why?
like, we're
Not let him
Okay,
respond, but
go
let him talk.
fuck
Go ahead,
me.
Danny.
This is
Well, no, I mean, I'm
ridiculous.
fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying that a lot of what you're saying, maybe if you're gonna criticize Ellie, criticize it based on the conniving aspect.
Oh no. Molly has had. Go ahead.
No one, like, if there are a lot of people in the community
Louder,
that aren't
please,
good at
Seth.
philosophy and don't enter. There are a lot of people in the community that aren't good at philosophy and they don't interject.
There you
No
go.
one's saying that that's a bad quality or trait. What Michael and I think specifically Molly and people are complaining about is the fact that she's not in philosophy, but yet she still tries to steer the conversation and nip from the sidelines. Molly doesn't.
Molly
and
nips
here's the
all
thing.
the time.
Look, Look, Molly's done that. Molly knows.
Absolutely.
Wait, hang on, please. Molly knows that, and I know they're talking about you, so I don't mean to silence you when they're talking about you, but at least let me defend myself on this point. Molly knows and will attest to my sending her private messages where I'm saying, "Hey, like I don't think it's fair for you to interject on this point, or I don't think it's fair for you to go after that person," right? Usually there's a reason that Molly interjects that we never get to, because one of the problems is that Molly's contributions aren't taken fucking seriously, right? And which is infuriating, because there's times when Molly is well informed on a topic and it's not entertained, and so what to you guys might be her yipping from the sidelines is a segue on her view to a deeper point. And her and I explore those points in personal voice chats, or DMs. But Layla doesn't do that. Layla does this on issues that she has no fucking clue about, right? Like when we talk about things like panpsychism, pantheism, etc., Molly like chimes up, and a lot of people don't even know that Molly has like. Molly is a theist of some kind, or a deist of some kind, and is very vague about it. But nobody takes her seriously when she interjects, and that's why it seems like she's yipping from the sideline. That's not what Layla is doing. She derails conversations about abortion. She derails conversations about other topics that are like held close to the heart by other conservatives. And I'm with Cam on this. I mean, she derails conversations that I've been about. And it's frustrating.
How?
And so you shouldn't be surprised. She shouldn't be surprised when people come back on.
I have noticed her do that in the abortion.
Hold on, let me, because so this is a phenomenon. Like one of the things that I sort of pride myself on is like being accurate on like the ongoings of the way the people interact in here, and this is partially why I seem so flabbergasted. Give me an example, because I've never seen it.
Well, like
I can't even say I've ever seen it once.
I'm with Declan. I'm with Declan here. Like I haven't seen it either, to be honest.
The times that
maybe
it
it's just my
happens,
personal
it is
issue.
pretty
Then.
rare. It rarely happens.
So
there's never been an instance. Maybe we're thinking of different things, right? Because there's never been an instance where someone's like Michael says something like your God's a murderer, right? And then Layla pipes up and says, like tries to steer the conversation to a different topic. Well, as far as I've ever been aware, everyone says crazy shit about like Christian theism, and it never gets steered anywhere.
I have to go back to my audio recordings, because I have audio recordings of her going, because it's God, and doing all the special pleading shit from the sidelines, like making one-liners in a conversation between me and my interlocutor, where she's just like, yelling from the fucking sidelines on this shit. I actually am looking forward to going back to my audio so I can just like post some shit, like obnoxious shit she said to derail conversations. Sorry, Cam.
Yeah, she'll never get involved in a direct confrontation with you if she can afford it. But if somebody else is already in a confrontation with you, she'll seek to cut. In addition,
right. So my
and
I do really hate, like, I don't want to be like I don't want to sit here and criticize her. Really, because I've tried to make amends with it. But my historical experience is that, for example, in a conversation with Concrete Plus, she forewarns people about me, and she says, don't talk to Cam, he'll just ask you questions, and tries to stop the conversation from occurring in the first place when I'm trying to engage with somebody. But it is not just Concrete. Like, it happened with maybe 3 or 4 different Christians who came on here who seemed like they were willing to have a discussion, and it did frustrate me. Now, it hasn't actually happened for quite a long time, mostly because I said to Layla, because she was making the accusation that I was street epistemologist and that all I do is ask people questions. And I pointed out to her that I have a lot of issues with SE, and that in fact I'm more than willing and do in fact take positive positions with respect to theism and with respect to Christianity. And after that, it seemed like she did actually stop. So I really appreciate that, and that's why I'm not like wanting to like criticize too deeply, but it was frustrating.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Joe.
Sam.
Yo, Joe, you wanna wait for more people, or what do you want to do? Okay.
I mean,
Look, let's not. Can we just take it to the checks, please?
sorry, everyone. Sorry, you're bickering amongst each other, being interrupted by us wanting to play a game. Sorry, your drama that none of you should have because you're all adults is being interrupted by us talking about a video game.
Yeah, one of the things that I love you. The next time you want something serious to be talked about, Joe.
One of the things that I always try to do
This is so sad.
in a situation like this in which someone is being accused is the first thing I do is say, okay, what, like, worst case scenario, let's say it's true. What are the ramifications, right? So, I mean, maybe that's a place we should go now, right? But let's grant it for the sake of argument. Let's say, because I've not seen it, but let's just say, let's grant it for the sake of argument. Let's say what Michael's saying is absolutely true. And let's say what Cam's saying is absolutely true. Okay, we have on the table that what Layla does is when there's a conversation going on, Cam says that she tries to warn people ahead of time about him and tries to steer the conversation in a different area. Michael is agreeing with him and is saying that she not only does that, she yips from the sidelines. Okay, all right.
Can I offer my opinion on what is warranted on the basis of it?
So can we get our hands on the death?
Just let me finish so I don't lose this thought, okay? All right, let's say this is worst case scenario. It's really weird to me because I'm sitting here thinking, is this is this why Layla's been getting the shit beat out of her for the past like 2 days for it?
Right. So just to give you my position, I don't think that it warrants calling Layla a vampire and things like that, which is why I don't engage in that behavior. And I'm like, I guess I'm calling you out, Molly, but I'm sure you have other reasons for why you say.
The vampire I picked up from Radson. It was just something that he started calling her, and I just kept.
Well, he said vampire, but there's other things you've been calling her besides vampire.
Yeah, upside. He mentioned. So okay, Joe. So I'm responding. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't hear both of you.
That was from me, by the way.
No, I answered why the vampire thing up because that's the never mind, Joe.
Can I get an answer to my question?
I mean, my position is that it doesn't warrant like severe mistreatment, but that's only what I'm only saying that based on my experience. I'm not making a claim about Michael's experience or Molly's experience.
Because to be honest with you, it seems like this, Molly, your mic's hot.
Oh, sorry,
Molly. It seems as if there's something else going on here. Like because it doesn't seem like that would warrant this sort of fucking like the sort of fuckery that's going on. And by fuckery, I just mean like people getting all up in arms. Like the level of craziness over the past couple days on this topic just seems like it's not commiserate with what's being claimed here. Like, let me give you an example. All right. Michael, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, right. So everyone in here knows I'm an absolute fucking douchebag to multiple people in this room, right? Namely Claire, namely Kathleen, a bunch of other people. Like I'm just
leave me out of it.
You are very nice to me.
Yeah, debate as well, right? And everyone knows, Michael, that your thing is like with brand new people in here, like you're often way more rigid than you need to be, right? But the sort of level of craziness that's going on in here towards Layla, I would expect from someone like Claire towards me because I'm specifically targeting them and I'm specifically being a douchebag on purpose. The sort of level of like craziness that's going on with Layla just because she like nips from the sidelines or like tries to steer a conversation the way that she wants
What craziness?
wants it to go. I'm talking about like how the entire room's been shitting on her for like the past 2 or 3 days.
It's been great. I've
no.
only seen like Molly and Michael doing.
Well, no. So the reason why it gets brought up is because, I mean, she's admitted as much to subverting conversations that we have with Christians.
Well, remember, I granted that for the sake of argument.
Right. But what I'm saying is that, like, those are the kinds of, like, so imagine somebody in the server who just announces Declan can't talk about biblical criticism or textual criticism, right? Like, I would oppose that person in virtue of that being, like, one of the reasons, like, you, like, of all the things that you offer this server, one of the things that I enjoy the most, I'm being selfish here, is your textual criticism, right? Your scriptural criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody in the server existed merely to fucking subvert that effort of you, like, being able to participate in those conversations, I would oppose that person.
Mm-hmm.
Layla is like that on several key issues and with specific people, namely abortion, you know, with her Christian values, her literalism. And so that's what I'm opposing, is that she actively tries to disrupt people from participating in conversations, and the kinds of conversations that we would want to keep those people around for. You know, I mean, I appreciate you guys for all kinds of other reasons, but I learned a lot of you guys are subject matter experts in particular areas, and so I want to hear you on those areas. That's why a mutual friend of ours, Declan, I deferred to you. I said, you know,
Right.
I know a lot about this, but Declan knows more than me, and you should talk to him, right? And it would frustrate me to hear somebody who had as much social play as Layla does that would like had the stated goal of subverting that. That's what I'm talking.
Okay, so that makes a little more sense, but I gotta ask and like be honest with me, Michael. Be completely, and I hope this question does not come out in a way that it seems as if it's specifically geared to piss you off, because it's not. Because I have a running theory here. Is it that, or is it that there are people in this community are pissed off how fast Layla sort of moved up the hierarchical structure of the community?
It is absolutely that has nothing to do.
If that was the case, everybody'd be mad at BB.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
If that was the case,
It
everybody'd
has
be mad at
nothing to
BB.
do with that.
But some people.
Nothing to do with that, friend. I promise.
Yes, Captain Fringe. Yes, there are some people who are angry at BB.
Yeah,
There
if
are
that
some
was the
people who
case,
pick
then
their
people
nose
be-
and sing the
it is
Macarena. JJ.
Both are the
I
case.
hate BB.
I know you do, Seth. I know you.
But what I'm saying is that, like, it has nothing to do with her, like, social position. It's the consequences of how she uses it in disrupting conversations. Specifically, I'm with Cam on this because I've heard her disrupt conversations with people who join the server who are theists. Like, you know how we vet people here and we ask, you know, newcomers, you know, do you believe in God or whatever? And if she's around, she'll just completely fucking derail those conversations. You know, and if you can't just sit there and put your hand on the fucking lever that changes the tracks of the conversation and expect not to get fucking hit. Okay? If you're the first person throwing the fucking lever, you're just as fucking blameworthy for where the conversation goes. And for far too long, she's gotten away with that.
But then you just stop her at that point and don't let her do the conversation. Right? It's
Yeah,
just
like that ever fucking
Yeah,
happened.
but you can't
The
do
point-
that
So,
when she's a
Jovan,
fucking
Well, the
admin,
point is
man.
that it's the level of hate is not proportionate. Is the whole
Oh,
point.
how would you know?
Well,
Listen,
So,
do you
Jovan.
know something, Declan? Do you know why I don't like her? I
Why
want
is
you to
that?
imagine for a second, okay? You take the worst parts of Tom, the worst parts of Jovan, and then mix them in with all the mean girls, and not the mean girls who were overtly mean, but the mean girls who are like,
Well, maybe you'll look better tomorrow. Oh, maybe you need some help with your makeup.
Notice how everybody defending
and,
Layla
and the
is in
friggin'
the game.
and by the way,
Box.
Michael's analogy about the penalty box and the friggin' hockey stick that comes through every now and then, that's fucking perfect because that's exactly what she does. She needles and she wheedles and if there's a fight going on, she'll step in and cut you in the fucking back while somebody else is
Does
taking
the
you on in the
Canadian
front.
like the hockey analogy?
Well, look, let me.
Yeah, that's funny, Seth, and it's ever so terribly not the point. But hey, as
Let
long
me
as
re-
you think you're
let
smart,
me
keep
respond
going.
real quick. I wanna
As long as you think you're smart, does your fucking head come to a point, Seth? Keep going.
Yeah,
I
let's
wanted, to
let Declan
I
have
wanted
it.
to respond real quick to a couple of these points, but in specific, one point that was just made, and I hope to God, Seth, that joke, that was a joke that you just said. As far as Seth said, isn't it ironic that all the people defending her are in the gaming community? Out of everyone, I had to say this the other night, have been against Layla in about 85% of all topics, including the shit with Dio. I've been one of her biggest criticizers in this fucking community. So to suggest that the reason why I'm defending her,
You say you're one of your
fucking
biggest
play
critics.
video games together is ridiculous. It's absolutely
right.
ridiculous.
So what you're saying is that I'm right, that you do play video games with her and you're defending her, right?
Yeah, but the implication there is false.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
So-
know. I didn't really think about that thoroughly. I mean, that could be true, and then I would make that implication.
Going back to what Jovan said, I think for me, Jovan, the issue is that when this thing was going on, that I had trouble with. I was actually like low enough status that I didn't feel like I could really like take the tracks back, so to speak, or switch the lever so it was going back in my direction. And that's just me. Like, I was low status and that's what it was. And so I just moved on. But I
Status
also
or
agree
not?
I also agree with Declan. Like, I don't think that the behavior is warranted, but that's only based on my subjective experience with Layla.
And status or not, there was a time when she could use her moderating powers to do such a thing, to just shut stuff down. If there were a group of people listening to something, she'd come in to stop it because she didn't want to listen to it. Things like that.
Yeah, just like me and Tom do. But I was just like, the problem is just like the level of vitriol towards her, right? And like the kind of comments being thrown at her.
Oh, Jesus, Jovan. Yeah, you're so surprised.
So maybe instead of looking at all the people that are pissed and that have vitriol, maybe you should look at the person that's getting it.
Well, that's what's being done right now. That's what's being
Well,
done.
I mean, to Jovan.
I think that maybe we can identify concrete behaviors and then concrete actions that could be taken that Layla finds.
But Cam even gave an example where he asked Layla to stop doing a specific thing, and she stopped doing that specific thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't.
What do you mean I'm sure you can't? Cam gave an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway,
This is not healthy behavior.
I can agree with everything you guys are saying, but still disagree with the level of like a hatred thrown towards her.
That's kind of my point. Like, I mean, it says at one point it was only Michael and Molly, but no, the other night, everyone, like a bunch of people in the fucking room were like going at it. Claire, I think JJ at one point.
Hogan.
A bunch of people.
Pogan Wolf.
Yeah, Pogan, Wolf. They all
at
were.
what?
I mean, I
Going
guess
after
what I'm
Layla?
getting at here is like, yeah, there are some people that snipe from the sidelines that I see every once in a while, but it doesn't like fucking enrage me. I mean, like, and Michael, I understand your frustration here, but look, the way I look at it is there's a very easy way to take care of this, right? I don't care who does it, whether it's Tom, whether it's Layla. If I'm talking about something and we're in the middle of a conversation and someone attempts to steamroll me within reason, I'm just gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? We were having a conversation." Like,
you think that works?
that
Do you?
is-
You think that works when
Yeah,
Ellie's decided to pick? Do you?
Well, look, it's not a matter
Yeah.
of whether it works or not. The point is that the
What do you
level.
mean it's not a matter of whether it works or not?
What I was saying, Gus, was that the level of rage that's being exhibited, a worst case scenario. That means if I grant what's going on here, it's just it doesn't seem commiserate.
Well,
I mean,
Declan, the other thing too to keep in mind is that because we are different things are going to anger us to different extents. I mean, you get mad at some things that we can't.
That's
we
true.
don't get angry at.
That's a good point.
Okay, so while it is
Good
from
thing you
a
brought
from
that up,
a
Gus.
from an interrogative point, it's understandable to say, well, I don't understand why you're getting that angry. I mean, the thing is that I think we've placed our reasons on the table. The fact that you can't dock with those reasons, hey, no problem. We don't think any less of you. But that doesn't change. It doesn't change the fact that A, she exhibits behaviors, and B, some of us react worse to them than others.
Well, okay. Well, what's one concrete behavior
Yeah,
that
Cam,
Layla
Cam, you know what?
engages
At this point, you know what, Cam? At this point, I'm not fucking fooled, Cam. I'm not fucking fooled.
Fooled by what? Cam?
Yet,
What?
No, I'm not fooled, Cam. I know what this is. All right? Because frankly, as far as I'm concerned, the
Yeah, I'm
conversation
scratching
about
my
this,
head.
as far as I'm concerned, the conversation about this should basically drop here, and we should move on.
Cam, I got you figured out.
See now,
you've been found out, Cam.
Was that
I
you,
want to
Danny?
know. I want to know, Danny.
Is that you, Danny? Way to go, Danny. Thanks, Danny.
He should be burned with Layla.
Right.
Oh,
Danny.
Burn the witch.
I think Gus was referring to not being fooled by Layla.
No, I was referred to not being
Okay.
fooled by Cam.
I don't care.
There we go.
Cam's just a snake in the grass.
No, but
No, he
seriously,
wasn't
though,
talking about Cam. He wasn't talking about Cam either. He was talking about he was talking about the general defenses of Layla in the conversation, right? He preemptively said that. I don't know why he did. I agree with him that I think that we've exhausted this shit and it should move on. And so you guys to jump on Gus's fucking back for that after we've literally exhausted this conversation, I don't think is reason.
Well, look, both Gus and Michael. I mean, you're both good friends of mine, and I don't want. They would be stupid if, like, my disagreement with you over this, now that you would cause you two to somehow think that I'm completely against you 100%. So I don't want that to be the case. This is,
of course not.
to me,
Yeah,
this, it's just that I'm flabbergasted by it, to be honest.
Because I'm black.
Well, the reason why I was trying to propose something concrete is because personally, I actually don't like it when Molly calls Layla a vampire every single time she says anything. But I also love Molly, so I don't really like.
Sounds like a you problem.
But the thing is that I've talked about this. I've talked about this before, right? Molly has this issue in a completely different context with Squishy, right? Like, don't fucking point your guns at Molly if you don't want to escalate the situation, right? Molly's just gonna fucking hit the fucking next number on the elevator ramp, on the elevator button to fucking escalate this shit. And she does it because that's just what folks like her and I do, right? If you come after me or you come after her, you better be prepared. You better have a 5-point restraint, sit your ass down, and be prepared for the ride. And
I've made that clear. I have made that clear.
Layla has stated openly that she enjoys winding Molly up, right? Layla has stated over and over again that the purpose of her behavior is to fucking throw the switch on the rails of the conversation.
Okay,
right?
Michael, but that's
So-
why I'm
so
proposing
for her
that
entertainment.
maybe.
I think that was admitted after she thought like.
I have okay. I'm not.
No,
I don't want to. I don't look. I don't want to talk too much. But you guys have been talking for a while. I just want to state, I have multiple times said that I avoid Molly. Like, I would never want to wind her up any more than she's already wound up, because impedes on all the conversations that I ever take part in the server. Like every time I mic up, she calls me a cunt or calls me a vampire.
I have not
or calls me a
used the word in
bitch
such a
or
long time.
whatever, right?
Why
right?
do you think that is?
So it would just be absurd to say that I want to wind Molly up more. I want to do actively the opposite. I have called for 2 truces with Molly, 2 separate
Molly, you
truces
believe
with
this?
Molly. That Molly has accepted, and then a couple days later, she just starts insulting me again. And so don't tell me
This is
I'm trying to wind Molly up. That's just a bull-faced
This is
lie.
You've
And Molly can
admitted
confirm
to
that I've approached her twice to make a truce that she has accepted.
Yeah, well.
So
you-
don't
you've
give me
also
that
you've
garbage.
also
Okay,
admitted
that's
to
all I'm gonna
winding her
say.
up
Keep on
purposely.
bitching about me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And you're going to deny that you have admitted and laughed about it in voice chat about winding Molly up. So you're
Maybe
not
like
gonna find
back
any
in the
quarter here.
Krillism days before Molly was like
Oh, no,
crazy or
no.
something,
This
but
was this
definitely
was after the years.
not recently. I would never want to.
This
And
is
if I said that, I said it facetiously because I would never want to wind Molly up. In fact, when
She's
Molly
just
says when
trolling.
Molly says that she's not to talk to
Yeah.
me, the thing you're accusing me of telling people not to talk to other people, Molly does that to
Mhm.
almost every single person that I interact
Yeah.
with. She
I
says,
wonder what
"Don't
garnered
talk to
that
the
kind of
vampire.
I've never
Watch
heard
out.
that.
Avoid the vampire. Watch out. Do not talk to her. Avoid her now. It's all
If
going to be
if
terrible
that
for you,
is the
right?"
case,
So the thing that
if
you're
that
so upset
if
and raged at me for doing a couple times,
if that is
Molly
the
does
case,
to me every single time that I mic up.
I wonder what the genesis of that behavior is, because if that's the case, then
I have
there would
asked
be a
Molly
cause.
multiple times, "Hey
Oh,
Molly, why are
calm
you
down.
so pissed? You used to be friendly, and then all of a sudden,
thought you weren't gonna talk for a long time.
you are so upset at me." And I don't know where this
I
started.
wonder why. I
If
wonder
there was
why she
something
would suddenly do
specifically
that.
that I
Yeah.
did to offend you, I apologize, and I have asked for
Oh
multiple
my gosh.
so Molly's
This is
saying
the
that
best
she's like
victim
explained
card
in
I've
depth
seen all
that
week.
she's explained in depth why she's mad at me. That's not true. She has never said that to me. All she's ever said is, "You're a bitch, I don't like you." But there's tons of people that I don't like in this server,
What?
and I don't every single time they mic up, I don't say, "Oh,
No,
you're
you
a bitch,
start
don't
trouble in
interact
other
with this
ways.
person. Don't interact with
Start
this person.
trouble
They're a
other ways.
vampire, they're a cunt,
Close
they're a
enough.
bitch, blah blah blah." I don't do that.
Close enough.
I would definitely ban Gus from the server. I absolutely ban Gus. Could we keep Wolf King and get
That's
rid of
probably a
Gus?
bad idea for me to mic up because it doesn't
Yeah,
really
it probably
matter.
was a bad idea for you to mic up. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I think you ought probably stay quiet, because nothing you're gonna nothing. Look, I'm just gonna tell you, Layla. If I'm in the server, you get
Michael's
more
another person. Michael's another person where he just this is what happened. He insulted my husband. Okay, this is the sequence of events before Michael got super pissed at me. And you guys take it for what you will. I don't know. I don't know if this is what caused it or whatever, if it was because
Story
Molly
time.
was mad at me or whatever. Okay, this is the sequence of events. Michael insults my husband and like my family, right? The next day he apologized. I was like, okay, it's whatever. And then after that, either the next day or the day after that, he says that I'm like going to abuse patients, like in my career, right? And I'm like, "Yo, Michael, like that's why I blocked you. Like, don't say that kind of stuff, please." And then
Oh
after
my
that, a couple
God.
days after that, Michael starts freaking
Oh
out
my
at me,
God.
like literally.
Hey, I
whenever
gotta
mic
gotta
up-
interrupt you. Tom, that Josh R guy, that's the guy that fucked the server up.
Yeah, I know.
Just so you know. Okay. Sorry, continue.
So I specifically said, "Hey, please don't do that. Please don't talk about that." Like, and whatever. So Michael decided not to apologize, and instead of so I block him because look, I'm not gonna be interacting with people who think that, who joke about that, who are going to talk about that, because that's like something that I hold like very
Story time
sacred.
with
Is like
Layla.
not. I don't think it's funny to joke about abusing elderly. I don't think that's funny. Whatever. Anyways, so I block him, and then a couple days preceding that, Michael is like raging at me. Like he is so mad. He starts talking about how I never talk about my Christianity. He starts bringing up my husband, like being like, "Oh yeah, well your husband, if your husband deconverted, you would deconvert, right? Which I never said, but whatever.
Oh my God, you're
I
doing. You're
said the most
confusing me
likely
for
thing.
somebody else.
What I said was the most likely
You're
thing that
totally,
would make me
you're totally
that would
lying
make
right
me
now.
leave Christianity
You
would
know,
be like if my husband
Yahweh.
deconverted. But I'm not saying that
You're
if he
actually
did
confusing me
deconvert,
for
I
somebody
would
else right now.
deconvert.
All right,
It
one
was
at a
just
time, guys.
Let Layla
it was just look, Michael's been confronting me about this, so I assumed that he would want my answer because he's been confronting me about this every single time I mic up. So here's my answer, Michael. I said that the most likely thing for me to
You're
that would cause me to leave
Just let her
Christianity
finish.
that would cause me to leave Christianity would be if my husband thought that Christianity was false or whatever, because I really respect his opinion. And so if he had a really good reason for leaving Christianity, that would be probably one of the most likely things that would make me leave. But I'm not saying it's guaranteed that I would leave. It's just, look, I respect my husband's opinion. Big deal.
You're insane.
So he's like attacking
You're
me and attacking me,
insane.
and now I
Hold on,
still
Layla.
don't
Let
know
Michael have a
what the
response.
transformation was. And
Yeah, do you
the
want to run
reason that
around
he
and start
gave me,
fires,
the
little
reason that
girl,
he
or do you
gave
want
me
me to
from
like
being
Just
actually
one at a
friendly,
time.
let
Look,
keep
the
running
reason
around and
that
start
he
one at a
gave
fires?
me,
time.
the reason he
Yeah,
gave
you're
me
just gonna
for
let her
being
run around and start
Well, you
look,
fires.
keep
you guys have been
interrupting her. You
attacking me
keep
for 2
interrupting her.
hours. Are you
Yeah,
for
just
real?
wrap it up.
Okay,
Just
the
wrap it up,
reason
Lila.
that he gave me for attacking me from switching to being like friendly to me, from switching to apologizing me for attacking my family and then attacking my family after that and not apologizing, the reason he gave me was because he just got sick of my shit. That's all I've got. That's all I've gotten
Sick
out
of
of
your.
him.
Yeah.
That he's just gotten sick of my shit.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I
I
that's
didn't
all
tell
I
you.
know. So tell me if there's
You
something
let
else,
me know when
Michael.
you're done. You let me know when you're done. Everybody wants you to get it out, so you let me know when you're done, sweetheart.
I'm done. Sorry, I've just been attacked for the past 2 hours and I speak up for 5 minutes and you're upset. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Michael, have you
You've
been
been
drinking?
defended
Well,
too.
you are confusing.
Michael, have you been drinking?
You are confusing me for somebody else when you talk about
I heard
the
Michael say he had a glass
conversation.
of wine.
You are
All right, go,
confusing.
Michael.
You are confusing me for somebody else, Layla, when you say that there was a conversation between us about your you guys got me distracted now. You're confusing me for somebody else in a conversation that you had about your reasons for like participating in conversations, and like when you say like that the only reason why you've gotten for my hostility is because I'm sick of your shit. That's false. Because I've told
That's
you.
the reason
I've
that
told
you
you
gave
before.
me. So if
I've
there's
told you
something
before.
else, please
No,
Let
let me
Michael
know.
finish. Let Michael finish.
Look, you've derailed conversations that I've been trying to participate in with other people. Right,
What
the same
conversations have
complaint
I
that Kim
derailed?
has. But you want me to like pull up like the
If you're
specific
talking
people,
about the
times,
abortion
dates,
conversation that I
timestamps?
participated in, I wouldn't call that derailing. I
That's
was
one
arguing for
example.
the
Why?
other side. So
Oh,
what? That's
you
not
just call it
derailing.
something else. It's just like an analytic claim.
Are you
You're
talking
just
about the
gonna call it something
circumcision
else.
conversation that I defended?
Oh yes. Oh, there's another great example. The circumcision
You're just
Yeah, those
talking
are
conversation
two
where
about
you totally
examples.
positions that I've
misrepresented me.
defended that are opposite to your positions. That's not derailing. That's talking about the topic at hand, but arguing from the
No,
other
no.
side.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be just derailing then, would be the complaint. It's just that you're like, you just don't allow these conversations to happen because you're invested. You're just like yipping from the sidelines. You're
If I'm
like making
arguing
noise
from
from
the
the
other
sideline.
side and
Okay, I
defending the
guess you
other
don't want to hear
side,
my answer.
that's participating
Okay,
in
but
the argument. So I don't know what
you
you're
let me
talking
know
about
when you're done,
derailing.
sweetheart. You let me know when you're done.
I'm addressing you saying that I'm derailing your
Oh,
conversation
okay.
because the
Okay.
conversation that
You
I
let me
remember
know when I
taking
can speak. You let me know when I can
It
speak,
sounds
sweetheart.
like Leela's trying to say that participating can't be derailing, but I think most people in here would disagree with that.
I just wish we all could be friends.
I don't even understand. I don't understand. Like I've been listening to all the grievances. I don't understand why so much hate is coming from what I'm hearing.
I don't either.
Gallus, are you there?
Oh my gosh.
Like every time I mic up, calling me a vampire.
I haven't called you the C word
telling
in so
people-
long, so shut
Every
up.
time, every time she
Look,
likes
it's
up.
not.
Telling
It's
people,
not. Look,
telling
Layla,
people
I
to
promise
avoid
you.
talking to me because
Look,
I'm a vampire and
look,
they'll
I.
regret talking to me
Oh
every
wait,
single time
wait,
I
wait,
talk to someone.
You do the same thing
You're
to
telling me
Cam.
that's
You do the
because
same thing to
you
other
just don't like
atheists.
me?
Well, wait, hang on just a second. You do this to other. You do this to atheists in our server, sweetheart. That's what you do.
What are you talking about?
Well, personally, remember,
you
Michael,
you preempt conversation with like if we talk to Christians or theists, you say don't talk to these people. They're like heathens or they're like degenerates or they're people who don't believe in God. Don't do it. It's a trap or whatever. When we're like trying to talk to people, have conversations. Now, if were it just like conversations or were it just like comments or like snowballs from the sideline, I'd be okay with that. But you actively try to derail those conversations. I've asked
I
you
wouldn't say
before
derail,
to
but
stop doing that.
I have prefaced
Oh my
conversations.
God.
I have prefaced conversations between atheists and new Christians coming in here in a like
Look,
in a
I
protective way of
promise you.
Christian. So yeah, I have done that.
So let's talk about.
But
Let's
I'm
talk
just
about.
saying, like
Let's.
when Molly does that to me every single time I mic up, I'm not responding to her by calling her like a cunt, a bitch, a vampire
Yeah.
to
Let's
stay
talk
away
about
from.
that.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
talk about that.
Like
Yeah. Let's
that's
talk
what
about.
I'm like.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's
like,
talk about
chill.
that. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about calling each other cunts and vampires and stuff like that. You have my word that from me, I'm not going to call you names. But I'm going to
You have
actively.
multiple times called me a bitch, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, no, yeah,
I feel
no, I
really
have.
bad
Yeah,
personally about
absolutely.
all this
But,
dumb bitch
can I
calling.
finish my
I
point,
really
please?
do.
Yeah,
I think he
I'm
needs
sorry.
going.
yeah. Can we move forward? Yeah. So moving forward, I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to go after you in that way. But if you enter a conversation, you need to be prepared to respond to it. Otherwise, I'm going to sit you down and embarrass you. Right? If you want to talk about a specific topic, you need to enter the conversation. You don't just get to yip from the sidelines, right? And you don't get to take. You don't wait.
Okay, I understand. Look,
You don't.
can I-
Wait. You know, no. I'm not done. You don't get to just sit there from the sidelines and say shit without committing to the conversation, and then later accuse me of coming after you. No, that doesn't work like that, sweetheart.
Well,
I
and for
understand
me,
what you're saying about
Layla,
prefacing the conversation. No, Cam, please let me respond.
yeah,
Look,
you
I
go.
understand what Cam is saying. I understand what Michael is saying about prefacing conversations in between atheists and Christians by warning them that like, hey, look, they're not really they don't have like the best intentions. That's because I have sympathies obviously towards other Christians and stuff
But
like
that's
that.
the part that upset me, Layla, because like you've said on multiple occasions, described intent to me that I didn't actually have, and because of your high status in the community, you put me in a position where I didn't have the ability to defend myself, or I struggled to. And
saying I
the
have high
intent,
status in the community.
the intent
Let him
that
finish, please.
the intent that you ascribe to me is not true. I've been friends with Christians in my life for many, many years.
Yeah, you may
I
as well
have
be calling him a dumb cunt.
And it made me feel like you were saying that I was a liar to these people who were entering the community. And I didn't appreciate it, but I felt like I didn't have the ability to air that grievance.
To be
Maybe I
honest,
did.
Cam, I felt like I was saying it in jest and I didn't realize you were taking it like seriously. But I apologize if you really did feel insulted by
Well, here's
by
what I
Well,
appreciate.
I think the other part of the issue
Here's
is
what I appreciate.
the other part of the
I
issue,
appreciate
Layla,
it.
is
Sorry,
just really
Tom,
quick.
just let me finish. Just one thing. What I did appreciate, though, Layla, is that when you kept on calling me a street epistemologist and you kept on saying that, like, oh, I'm just interested in deconverting them and et cetera, I did appreciate that when I argued with you on that point, that you at least did seem to stop the behavior. And I think that that's awesome. So I thank you for that.
I think like I teased a lot with the like Christianity stuff and like I feel like I'm joking, and I feel like other people are taking it as a joke. But I know, like, now I'm realizing that people are taking me seriously. And I get what you're saying. Like, it could ruin a potential conversation with a Christian and, like, getting them to question their beliefs and stuff like that. I get that. So I'll try not to do that. But I just feel like protecting them because I don't like seeing Christians like attacked like that.
Lulu,
No,
you
I
gotta remember
understand that.
these people are very sensitive, right?
There is one thing I want to say real quick, Cam. There was one instance where Layla, I can't speak for every instance, obviously, but there was one instance. I think I spoke up and said that I disagree with Layla and that you're trying to be honest and blah blah. I don't know if you remember that, but during that time, Layla did joke. Like I thought she was mostly kidding, but I still thought I wanted to speak up because I thought that the person could have got the wrong idea, right? But I did think Layla was kidding at the time.
Right, and that's
I think
possible
there's
as well
like
that
I
I've
just feel like there's a lot of
misinterpreted
tension
behavior.
between someone who's a Christian and a mostly atheist server. So when I can like joke and stuff like that and release some of that tension, I don't know. Not that I think there's always tension, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But I'll try to be more aware of like getting in the way of those conversations with atheists or with Christians and you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to suck the life
appreciate
out
that.
of them.
Michael, this drama between you and Leela, this has nothing to do with your love for Molly, right?
What the fuck?
No, not at all. Why would you imply that?
I just noticed
What's
that
the difference?
historically, when anybody picks on Molly, you jump on them like a banshee, like super white knight.
So I will jump into a conversation if I think that Molly and I both share issues with post-traumatic stress disorder. And so there are conversations that I will intervene in if I think that Molly is in danger of having episodic behaviors as a result of those conversations.
He's also called
But
me
that
out on shit in DMs.
it doesn't mean Molly and I disagree about almost everything, politically, theologically, etc. But I'm not like committed hiding behind a castle, in principle defending Molly.
No, and
Molly.
Michael has sent me
Molly-
Michael has sent me DMs telling me, "Hey, Molly, you need to turn down and whatnot." So he does wheel me in and will call me out on shit. So he's not. That's quite silly. And I could say the same about all times that I've
It's
had
not
a go.
incompatible what Krill was proposing.
I guess I just can't finish a fucking sentence. You go on then. Carry on, please.
It just seems like Michael's like lashing out at me is incongruent with like his other beliefs about Molly or whatever. And Molly, I think maybe
Incongruent.
that is Michael's grievances, and that's like what's fueled this much vitriol towards me. Maybe that's true, but I don't think that like Molly has never said that to me. The only thing that I'm aware of that Molly's upset at me about that's fueling the vitriol towards me is her just not liking me and thinking I'm a bitch. And that's why she's running all the conversations.
Wow. See, that's really interesting that you say that you think that, okay, that it comes down to that, because it's just
Oh, man.
amazing. Because, you are the only person that I've had such issues with. And I've talked to you.
I have
Not long standing like this,
were
Layla.
You
were
have been
were
you
it
have argued
were
with
I
Godless
able
for a
were I
long time,
able
like
to make it?
Hold on, Michael. Can I talk to Molly now?
Gigi and I are fine right now, so why are you bringing her up?
I'm just
Gigi
saying
and
that's
no. Why are you bringing up? Gigi and I had our issues with
someone
that,
can have
and
to
I've also
moderate
known
Molly in this
Gigi
conversation.
for years. I have known Gigi for years, and she and I have had our ins and outs. I'm fine with Gigi right now, so don't bring her up. We're talking about you and I.
You're just saying that
Correct?
you've never had a long-standing
Not like this.
like knifing
No,
at
not like this.
someone
No.
for
Not like
this
this.
long.
No, I have not had
Molly,
as much
please,
disdain for a person that
just-
I've had for you.
like, just calm down. Like, it's happened with Gigi. It's happened with Sugar. It's happened like you've talked like this towards Fade.
Yuri. It used to be Yuri.
John
Or,
John.
sorry, Yuri. Yuri. Yeah, Mark Thomas, John, Shar. Like, you
Shar?
just randomly
What the hell are you
grab
talking
on.
about?
Shar came to me and was like, I don't know
Wait a
why
minute.
Molly's being
Look,
so
I
mean
could
to
just
me, blah,
I
blah,
could
blah.
just list people that you disagree with, and it would have the same effect. What's
No,
the point?
I'm not talking about a disagreement. I'm
This
talking
Michael's
about
white knighting.
I'm talking about sniping from the sidelines every time a person speaks, or commenting about, or telling them to shut up in chat
Oh, this
and
is
stuff like
rich.
that. That's what I'm talking
Coming from
about.
you, this is rich.
So we're all gonna just go forward loving each other from now on, and no more like sniping at each other. We're just
I
gonna
doubt
love
that's
it.
going to happen.
I
We're
have
gonna be
called for
friends.
2 separate truces with Molly, so I don't think
We're gonna
that's
hug
gonna
each
happen.
other. We're gonna drink beer with each other. We're all
Let's
gonna love
let's
each
focus.
other.
Let's focus
We're
on
gonna
more.
ignore what Layla said as well. We're just gonna go on for the future. Just live our lives, loving each other. Right?
Hey,
Let's
Jovan. Hey,
Let's
Jovan.
focus on more
I love you,
realistic.
buddy. I love
Okay,
you.
Molly, would
I
you
love you too,
accept
Penis.
a truce in which we don't snipe at each other when another
Don't
person
don't
speaks in the chat?
don't fall into that.
I love you.
Why would
Michael,
you?
why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that truce where I
Layla,
don't snip at Molly when
I have
she
you.
talks
The
and
only
she
time I
doesn't
have
snipe
you
at me
turned
when
up
I
is
talk?
now. I have you turned down to like 1%. I've had you turned down since pretty much you've come back to the server. As a matter of
That
fact,
doesn't
when
make
you
any
came
sense
back to the
because you
server,
pipe.
shut up! I am talking.
It doesn't make any sense because as soon as she says anything, you immediately call her a dumb bitch. Not possible.
No, it's when she says shit in side chat. Yeah. How many times have I said to you?
No, but I
why
talk in
is the
voice
volume?
and then comment.
Oh, okay. You know what? Just no. I don't want to choose you. I don't
wish
want
you
anything to
did
do with
have
you.
me
I
turned
wish
down.
you.
That would make my life easier
I
because you wouldn't interrupt my conversations and you wouldn't snipe at me in side chat. And you wouldn't warn people away from me and you wouldn't warn people in DMs. I've had people come to me.
Oh, I will, and I will. I
Chick
absolutely
Molly
do warn.
is like telling me in DMs not to talk to you, like what's going on.
Absolutely, you shouldn't talk to. And the way you talk to new people, it's just
So
really
I'm
cringe.
just
You ask
saying,
them
like,
personal questions.
we have
Here we go. You're gonna keep talking. Yeah, I do tell new people when they come in, and I know when you ask them fucking personal questions, are you gay or are you this and that? And I think, what the fuck? Who are you to ask? And these are questions that you would be absolutely offended by
Molly,
if they
you
were asked
asked
by
Rise
you.
if he was anorexic. What are you talking about? You
No,
didn't talk
No,
about
I did. No, see,
you
fucking turning it
No, you
around.
said you would diagnose Rise with anorexia.
That's not what I.
But the thing
Oh,
is, if
you
you're
fucking
a
liar.
Don't give me
you
that
can't
crap.
moralize. You can't moralize if you're participating in the same fucking activity, Layla.
I'm not moralizing. I'm pointing that Molly obviously doesn't have a
You are
problem with that
constantly
conversation,
moralizing
with
against
that
this shit.
content of conversation because she engages in that exact behavior.
Yeah, well, we're talking about you now, right? You can't moralize and
I'm not
engage in that same kind of
moralizing.
activity.
I'm not moralizing. Do you
She was just
understand?
pointing out.
Moralize all the fucking time about
I'm
this.
pointing out the hypocrisy that Molly's talking about.
I'm pointing out
Michael,
your
can I talk to
your
Molly and
hypocrisy.
not have her bodyguard talk to me, please?
Yeah, because
Oh,
you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk to me about it because you know that I'll point out the
It's just like
hypocrisy on
it's
your
enough
behalf.
trying to talk to Molly with Molly like interrupting and stuff
You
like that
shouting
without
over
having
her?
another person talk in the conversation.
Just
All
let
I
her
want
get
to
a fucking
establish
sentence
here
in.
is a truce
I'm
with
willing
Molly
to
in which she doesn't
allow
pipe
this
up every time
conversation to
I talk.
happen if you
And
will stop.
Michael,
Look, then
please.
you two can have this conversation, but just it be between you two, right?
I have
And
tried
you allow
that,
her to
Michael.
finish.
I have tried 2
No,
truces
you allow
in
her to
private, in DMs. In DMs, I have tried 2 separate truces, and it obviously does not work. It obviously does not
That's
work
funny
because
because you're
Molly
talking
ends
about a
up
Molly
coming
I don't
back
know.
and insulting
Because
me
I can.
and
It's funny
interrupting my
too, Molly.
conversation.
It's funny because I
Michael,
can talk to
please,
you
what the
about
heck?
like
Like,
correcting your
why?
behavior, and then you'll be committed. You'll say like, look, I will do this. I will not go after Squishy, or I will not go after Layla, or whatever the case is, and you'll make an attempt to correct behavior that you have otherwise. That's funny because it seems
What
like
the
when I
truces
talk
that
to
have
you
been in
and I
between
approach you
Molly
about
and
this,
I
That
Okay,
seems
let
to
me
work.
respond.
But
Please
and
let me
it seems to
respond,
be like
Michael.
it might just be the way that
Can
Layla
someone
is coming
moderate
at
him?
you, especially when
Like, this is supposed to
she
be
does it
Molly
to
and I,
publicly.
like, trying to not have garbage in between us. And Michael's, like, wanting it to continue. He's
You go ahead,
actively
sweetheart.
telling her to deny a truth.
You go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, the truth is that I've had in the past with Molly was just like, hey, I'm not gonna argue with you. You just don't like interrupt me and insult me, and that's it. Like, those are the truths. I'll avoid you. You avoid me. Like, just don't interrupt my conversations. Don't DM people telling them not to talk to me. You know, those are
I've
the
never
truths.
DM people
And
to. I
Molly
told
has
them in
said
voice or
you've
inside
told them
chat.
in voice not to talk to me. You've told them in side chat not
Yeah.
to talk to me. You've DM'd them not to talk to me because I've gotten DMs from people saying this
Oh, I
Molly
did
chick.
DM. I did. Yeah, I did that one
Yeah, this
person. I
Molly
said,
chick is
"Don't tell."
telling me not to
No,
talk to you.
because and I do remember what I said. I said, just so you know, that any information that you give her, she's gonna fucking it'll be out there. No, and let me tell you, as far as, and I am going to comment on Rise. What I said to Rise is because I was listening to a conversation, her talking about I think I'm skinny, but I like it, and thin, I wouldn't like it. She posted a pic. I walked back up to it. I saw the
Can't
pic and was
diagnose
absolutely
her
fucking
anyways.
shut up.
I don't know why you think you can.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go on. You would diagnose her with anorexia. We know the story.
Okay, now you know. Fuck you. I'm done with you, you stupid monkey.
Monkey.
Why would you do that? I mean, like, she was just in the middle of a point. Like, why would you
I
do
just
that?
don't know why it's about Rise.
If not to frustrate her efforts to like explain herself. You want to have a conversation with her? I appreciate the behavior
Michael,
of you
you're
proving
so like
otherwise.
you're so biased. You can't see
No,
both
it's
sides of
it's
the
it's
argument at
just
all.
it's
That's
funny to
happening
me
on both
because you just
sides, Michael. It's happening on both sides.
yeah, that might be right. But what you can do is allow her to finish her point, Layla.
They both interrupt each other, though, right? But one is getting like extremely heated about it and refusing to have the conversation because she's being interrupted, right, Michael? Like, I get it's annoying
Yeah,
to be interrupted.
because I brought up, which is stupid that she says, well, I don't know why she brought up Rise.
She's
Because
providing
she did.
context.
Because she did. She brought Rise up. I was
Right.
responding to what she was saying. So then when she turns around and goes, I don't know why she's bringing up Rise. What the fuck? Am I the only one that heard her first mention her and bring her up in conversation? And then I wanted to respond to it? Are you fucking joking?
Just let her respond. Just let her respond, right?
It's absolutely just amazing. It fucking boggles the imagination.
Look, Molly, can we
Just let her
have a
respond.
truce and not like snipe at each other, not tell people not to talk to each other, just like ignore each other? Can we do that? Can we just ignore each other? Like, why wouldn't you prefer just ignoring me, not sniping at me? Why do you feel the need to snipe at me in side chat, tell people not to talk to me in main chat, tell people in DMs not to talk to me, call me a bitch, call me a cunt, insult my family, insult my husband? You know,
Insult your family? Are you fucking joking? The only person I insult is you.
that's not true.
So you know what? Just stop, okay? Stop. You want it to end, then end. Stop talking right now. Let it be done. Yeah? Stop talking.
So you're
Okay, me
accepting a
too.
truth in
Me
which you
too.
won't
Shut
snipe at me?
Shut the fuck up, sugar.
I want
You're
in too.
accepting a truth, Molly,
I'm
in
not
which you
accepting
won't-
anything from you. Just shut
So,
up.
like so many times I've tried to have a truce with Molly, and she wants to dislike me. She wants to snipe at me. She wants to hate me. Like, it's like,
This is just wild.
you don't
Why
think
are you
that,
talking
Michael?
to us?
You don't think
Why are you
you
talking?
don't think
Why
that?
are you talking to us and not her?
You're the one commenting.
Yeah, because you're talking to the audience. Why don't you stop performing and actually talk to your interlocutor?
I tried. She doesn't want to talk anymore.
Yeah, well, that seems like a problem with you.
So how
See, you're
about what?
saying
Well, let's just not talk. Let's just do that. Like, Molly, you don't want to just do that where Layla doesn't snipe at you, you don't snipe at her. You guys just ignore each other.
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
Seems like that's the best solution, right?
I'm ignoring her. Now let it go.
Well, I'm asking. Well, I just wanted like some confirmation, right? I just want to know if that's like what's going to happen.
I think you just got your confirmation there, Joe.
No, that
Well, no,
absolutely
just-
was not a confirmation. No, I was ambiguous at best.
Look, this is just the name of the fucking game, right? If you're going to enter into a fucking conversation, you have to deal with the consequences, right? In every aspect, right? If somebody's sniping, you guess what? You get called out. The room should come to a pause when people get sniped. I mean, that's my understanding. The room should come to a pause if somebody
So
gets
every time
sniped.
Molly snipes
because
at me, the room should come to a pause and they should address
That's
Molly.
not gonna work well for Molly.
no,
Yeah,
it should
she
just
snipes
be.
at me every
It
single
should
time I
just
talk.
be. It should just be that if somebody snipes, they should be called out on it and invited to enter into the conversation under that to defend whatever it is that they're sniping. That should just be the case.
I don't know
But when
about
you
me.
say it's
I
not
understand
gonna
that
look
it
good for
could be
Molly,
the
it's
case.
not going to look good for Layla either because the bitch just fucking yips from the sideline. So I
I
don't know
understand it could
why
be the
anybody's saying that. I don't know why anybody's saying that this is a slight on Molly and not also a slight on Layla.
Molly
Well,
snipes at
I
Sugar
understand
every
that could
time
be
he
the.
talks. He snipes at me every time I talk.
And
snipes at
you
lots of
I
snipe
people,
got
all
so
the
the thing
room
is,
time.
came to a
Michael. Let me
pause.
just
So the
the
fuck
point that
what?
you made. Let me just the point. I don't actually. I forgot it now. Never mind.
Is Layla just objecting to her own behavior? Is that what's going on? Because she's
Michael, this is
guilty
why
of
you're
all the
so mad
things
at
she's
me
accusing
for
Molly of doing.
sniping, right? But I'm
Yeah, and
saying
I'm wondering
Molly is
why
doing
you're
this behavior
objecting if
constantly, so
you're
they can't
So
you're
really
crazy.
accusing.
This is so
so mad at
unreal.
me.
I'm
Oh, the sniping thing.
I'm
That's what it
wondering
is. The
why you're
sniping thing.
accusing. Yeah, I'm
It's a bad
wondering
idea to
why.
make it. I think it's a bad idea to actually make it something where you should stop the conversation every time somebody snipes. That's just going to be disruptive, right? I snipe on conversation. Tom snipes.
Yeah, we would
We all
say
snipe.
that.
Like you snipe too, Michael. Like we all. I get that you're going to say, well, we would defend our sniping.
Oh, wait.
I get you'll say that, but the thing is,
That's
I'm just saying I'm just saying it's a bad thing to say that we should always stop the conversation when somebody snipes. That's just
Look,
going to be a decision at the time in the conversation.
Nobody should be okay. That may be, but nobody should be sniping from the sidelines if they're not willing to join the conversation. And Layla is just all bark, no bite. She doesn't know how to
I
reason.
don't know what you're
She's a
talking about
horrible reason.
sniping.
So
Like, I
what,
tried
I'm
to
sorry,
though?
listen.
snipe,
So
but
what?
I'm sorry, Listen.
Well, yeah, let Michael
sorry,
finish.
Listen.
Let Michael finish.
Look,
Michael finish.
Layla can't fucking reason her way through a wet paper bag. She doesn't know the fucking theological and philosophical content of these conversations, and yet she yells from the sidelines.
Yeah, but
Right? You shouldn't be able to make noise from the sidelines
in conversations
Sure,
where
but
I don't know anything
Jovan, the difference is that you can fucking jump into a conversation about the logical problem of evil. You think Layla knows anything?
No.
about
I'm
that?
saying I've sniped in conversations where I don't know shit about. Like when Ace has a conversation about physics with Cam, and Cam corrects him on something, I'll snipe at fucking Ace, right? But I don't fucking know shit about that.
We could grant
Yeah, but
everything.
you can make. Sorry,
That's usually garbage too, Jovan.
No, I was. It's fine. We could grant everything in terms of what Layla's doing. Everything that she's ignorant, not a good reasoner, snipes, all of the above. The conversation is the reaction proportional to Layla's offensives and transgressions? That's what's kind of weird here, right? It just seems kind of surreal.
I don't think it's unusual.
It does. That's what I was getting at. That's why, like, I understand. That's why I sort of brought that up. Was like, look, a good portion of the people in this room, I don't mean this as any offense to anyone in here, can't reason their way out of a wet paper fucking bag. That is not a prerequisite for being in this room, and it's not a prerequisite for opening their mouth in the room. And I just don't get by what normative standard is anyone drawing from to say that it should be the case that the room stops and somehow now there should be something done about it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. When you say something, expected, is it like there's a standard by which is the reaction proportional to the offense? Right? Everybody here is going to have a different view of that because of their interactions with Layla, right? Like JJ is saying.
Or whomever.
So I don't understand,
or whomever.
Right. I just don't understand. like what sort of objection that would be.
Well, let me explain it to you.
Well, hang on just a second. All I mean to say is that nobody here is privy to all of the interactions that, say, Cam or I have had with Layla, or JJ, or Tom, or Declan, or anybody else has had with Layla. We're not going to have some sort of like exhaustive understanding of that. And presumably there's some fucking reason why Cam and I are objecting to Layla's yipping from the sidelines.
Okay, can I respond?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
that
you're
wasn't
fine.
directed towards you.
You're fine.
Right.
You're fine. Look, me
We all
being
love each other here.
flabbergasted over this is me wondering why you have such an aversion to that sort of behavior. And I don't mean this to sound insulting, but on one hand, I'm thinking, are we all adults here? Like that's sort of what I'm thinking here. And the only reason why is that it's just beyond me why that sort of behavior, like I said before, granted for the sake of argument, why that sort of behavior would warrant that. It's why I said it makes me believe that this is about something different. Like, I can't imagine. I know you, Michael. I've known you for a long time. Like, I can't imagine that you would be pissed off this much about something like that. Worst case scenario. Like, there are tons of people. Fucking Claire is constantly sniping at me from the sidelines. Constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Claire also can't reason her way out of a wet paper bag, in my opinion, right? And I dislike Claire, but I sure as fuck, I mean, I wouldn't bring like this sort of hell down on her because of that.
I think you have.
Well,
No,
so
I don't think that.
don't take a left turn here, because I please, guys, I don't want to like leave this topic, right? Like I understand what you're saying, right? Like, but it's the same kind of attention that like I don't think it's proportional, but the reason why Darth gets so much attention is because of his mic time and the things that he does, right? Like there's conversations that, oh, well, hang on just a second. So there's conversations that I want to have specifically, right? Like, and most of you guys know that I'm an epistemic pessimist. I like try to stay out of a lot of this stuff. There's not a lot of topics that I'm very knowledgeable on, but there are some topics that I want to talk about.
Isn't
J.J.
that true?
Thompson's view of like abortion. Okay, well, you can voice your opinions afterwards. You don't have to like also scream from the sidelines while I'm talking. But when there are certain conversations that I want to have that when voiced are interrupted by Layla's interjections, right? And then now we've got to deal with that. Like I'll be having a conversation with somebody. The conversation will be following a certain line of reasoning. We're both on track. We're trying to figure out each other's position. And then Layla will just sit there and make like 3 or 4 comments from the sidelines.
Like what?
Particularly,
what
I'm talking about like JJ.
Michael, are you talking about?
I'm particularly talking about the abortion conversation, and
Yeah,
when
but
I
that
was
was
talking
one
about JJ
conversation. Like you're
Thompson.
making it seem like
No,
a
but
long
this.
line of.
Oh, so you need every conversation now, right?
All
You
the,
need every
you need
conversation.
all the examples.
Can I say what she's
all
saying,
the
man? She's
examples.
just saying
Can't you just
that-
pick one
She's saying
example?
there's not that much of.
Can we not have this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, like, it
Holy
seems
fuck!
like there's
And now
a
we're in
lot-
this room.
It seems like
Of
there's
course.
a lot of.
Yeah, I was explaining something, and
Can
now we're
I
talking about
address
fucking. This is
all your
exactly what happens,
criticisms
and
toward me,
exactly what
please?
I'm posing to. No,
Okay,
because
I'm just
what you
saying,
just did
like,
was you ran around and started 30 fires when you came into this conversation, and I can't get a fucking point out without you
the
interjecting.
conversation is about
Sit
me.
down, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it is about you, and you can respond to it
So
when
I
I'm done
can't
with my
defend
fucking
myself?
point. You can do it when I'm done. Would you like to do it when I'm done?
I just want to address the point.
All I'm saying is that people are frustrated because they have a different lens than you guys. I get it. Some of you guys who don't have the same perspective as us, those who are criticizing Layla for
But
this,
Cam
have
doesn't
not
have
been
this amount of
frustrated.
anger.
I am so almost done. And when I'm done, you can get there, sweetheart. Look, the point is that you guys don't have the same perspective, and those of us who've had our conversations, or many of them, especially the ones that we're educated on, want to participate in, are passionate about, frustrated by efforts of Layla's. That's the reason why we're expressing that. Some of you guys just don't participate in those same conversations. Some of you guys don't even listen to it. I mean, I don't. So, when you guys start talking about, I don't know, I can't think of a topic right
I feel
now,
like
but
this is
I
off
just
the
tune
topic.
out
Can
of
I
some.
just address the criticism?
I would just like to finish my point, Layla, before you try to derail. There are
I
conversations that you guys
specifically want
have.
to address what
There
you're talking
there
about.
are conversations. There are conversations that you guys have that I just tune out, right? And so that polishes the lens on which I see these things. And there's a reason why there's enough respectable members of the community that are frustrated with Layla's behavior, right? And so I see this as an opportunity for Layla to reform her behavior, because I don't think it would be reasonable to call us irrational for the reactions that we're having, especially if you don't have the same perspective that we do on these issues. And so when you say that you're like surprised or taken aback by that, when you say that you're surprised or taken aback by this, it's merely because you don't have the same perspective that we do on these issues.
Okay, so
Go ahead, Layla.
Okay. So, like, I agree that with Cam, I understand. I remember what he's talking about, and I think I've done that a couple times with him. But with you, Michael, the only one I can remember the abortion debate, and that was Danny and you, and I was on Danny's side, right? And then I remember a circumcision one, and then another abortion one. And I don't think I was derailing. I don't think I was warning people not to talk to you. I think, in fact, Danny was engaging with you, so I wouldn't tell Danny not to talk to you. If anything, I was just I even said in those conversations, look, I'm emotional about this topic. This is an emotional subject for me personally, because I view it as murder, right? Well, we don't have to get into the abortion, but that doesn't seem like derailing. That doesn't seem like impeding a discussion. I'm saying that maybe I have done that to you in the way that I preface conversations with Cam and a Christian, but I'm just wondering what you're meaning by sniping, because I don't recall many instances. Right now, I can't recall of any, but I'm just granting that there are some instances of me sniping at you.
Apology accepted.
All right. So what do you want?
I'm just wondering what you're talking about by sniping, and what are some instances in which I've sniped at you.
I've already
that
given
you're
those.
this that is causing you to be this angry with me.
I've
and
already given
insulting,
those.
my
Do you want me to
my
repeat myself
relationship and stuff.
for a third time? Do you want me to repeat myself for a third time? Yeah, you said, yeah, I get the abortion thing, right? There's an example. Okay. What I consider to be sniping is what I consider to be
Can we have
sniping
a
is when you
back
make,
and forth,
when,
because I can't have
oh,
this
okay. All right.
you can okay, you're saying the
All right.
abortion
Let me
thing
know
was
when
an
you're done.
example, but I'm saying the abortion one, I was involved in that conversation with Danny, so I don't consider that sniping. I was talking to you in voice.
No, you
about that,
weren't.
so I don't consider that sniping.
No, you weren't.
I was talking in voice about it, and when Danny was talking to you, yeah, I was typing in chat, but I would have willingly got on mic if two
No, no,
people
no.
weren't
You were
already
sniping
talking.
from the chat. You're sniping from the text chat. And you were also making side comments in voice. And I said, well, would you like to address JJ Thompson's views on these issues? And then you were just silent, right? And then kept talking shit in the text chat. And then
But
it
Danny was
became an
talking to
issue.
you during that
It
time.
wouldn't look, what I'm saying is that it wouldn't be an issue. But everybody else is like now focused on your just like interjections in voice
I
chat.
don't think so. I think
And that's
they're
what we're
focused on the
focusing.
conversation.
Oh, well, you and I guess, are just going to have to disagree until somebody proves that there's a fact of the matter on this.
Okay, but what I'm saying is I don't really consider that derailing, as you guys were both having the conversation in chat, in voice, and I was also interjecting at times, talking in voice, and I said that was
But
like
we were
an
talking
emotional
about
topic.
something complete. No. We were talking about one of the 3 hypotheticals, thought experiments that I think JJ Thompson or whatever her name is, Judith Jarvis Thompson, I think is her name. But we were specifically talking about that. And you just kept saying these like surface level, low IQ points like, abortion is murder, right? And we're like discussing some fucking high level shit about the topic. And you're just like emoting
Okay,
from
but
the
if I
fucking
say that
sideline.
in chat, I don't see how that's derailing the conversation.
No, it's derailing the conversation when you say that in voice chat. And when you're like adding somebody 100 times.
Which I recall.
Because that's what happened.
Okay.
Fucking infuriating. It's like, look, I'm willing to have this
So
conversation
let's
clear.
say
Wait,
that's why you're
stop.
upset
Let me
is
say
the
this.
abortion
I
conversation. But
am
after that
willing to have these
conversation,
conversations. Like, hang on, I'm not done. I am willing to have this conversation clearly because I'm already in voice chat, right? I'm already in voice chat talking about this. I consider myself to be well read on the topic, or at least like at a cursory level familiar with the literature on it and willing to talk about it. And then I have somebody who's yelling from the sideline. And I was, well, if you would like to posit an objection, I would like to hear your objection. And then you just say some smarmy shit like it's fucking wrong or it's murder. That's not sufficient. Don't enter a conversation that's over and above your level of expertise on the issue. This is what you do all the time.
That criticism applies to Molly.
What?
Sure, it does.
I don't know why
applies
we're
to a lot
talking
of
about
people.
this again. I don't know. Yeah,
It applies to a lot of people. I don't
It
think
applies to a
that's-
lot of people. I mean, I just don't see how is that. But Michael, how is what you just said license the anger? There must be something else.
No, because I put certain value on the conversations that I involve myself in. Right?
Could I give
all I would
a
have to do.
hypothesis?
Wait,
Oh,
all I would have to do. All I would have to do to answer your question, Danny, is just to say that those questions that were derailed by Layla are very important.
But I mean, I take derailment to be like the changing of the subject, right? But I think that
Mike,
you're
Mike, don't even go any further because
Guys, can you not interrupt? Don't
it's
interrupt
going to
us.
suffer the death of a
Okay, can I
thousand
just
cuts.
say one thing?
Did I not
before
just
this
answer
gets
your question,
actually derailed?
Danny?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
being
After
thwarted.
okay, you're saying that
Can you
you're
let Danny finish?
Yeah.
Okay, Danny, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, I just take derailing to be like the changing of the subject. But it seems like at worst, Ellie was just being unreasonable with respect to the subject, even being emotional about it. But it seems to be
Well, no.
about the subject.
Wait, hang on. That's just a conflate on what I mean by derailing, right? Like I specifically brought up earlier a specific line of questioning that I was going down with my interlocutor. Right? Somebody could talk about like the width of fucking hallways in abortion clinics, and it could be on topic of abortion, but it wouldn't be relevant to the line of questioning. So it wouldn't be as change. I mean, it depends on what you mean by change of subject. So I don't know, like,
who were
what
you
the
having the
objection
conversation? I wasn't there. I don't remember this conversation. Who were you having the conversation
You were
with?
there.
He's saying you was having it with
You were there.
It was with me?
Yes.
I mean, okay, well, I don't remember Layla derailing. But I don't even remember the whole
I
conversation.
remember her derailing. Okay.
Okay, but one thing is that after that conversation there didn't seem to be this rage, so it doesn't seem like the explanation. And then also
No, wait. No, the
Michael,
reason
there's
why
nothing there's no explanation you can
Why-
give, Michael, that's going to be
why?
sufficient.
We have too many
Because
people
because
who
this is
got
going to
in
they're
there.
going to cut
Gus,
this
we
1,000
don't
times.
need you in this.
Jovan, I haven't
Just
said
let him-
anything in a long time, so
You're
back the fuck
interrupting
up off.
somebody.
Of you guys?
I
You're
haven't said
interrupting
anything in a
somebody.
long time, so back the fuck up
Oh
off.
well, you're interrupting somebody.
Well, that's fantastic, but you know what? So has everybody else.
Thank goodness.
Right. I don't know why.
Go ahead, Lil.
I'm just saying
Layla has
that
to
doesn't
talk.
seem like the reason to have so much
I gotta
vitriol
explain
towards
that.
someone,
I
especially
actually have to
after
explain this.
after that conversation. You were fine, and like I don't know, doesn't seem, and
Oh,
like
that's
other
funny.
people have done that in conversations, and you don't hate them, like so it doesn't seem
No, no,
like a
no.
sufficient
So,
explanation.
so I'm gonna break this down for you, sweetheart. This is how this goes. Um, also, please
Can we
unmute
be
Gus.
nice while we do it? Just show love.
So the idea is, if I didn't show you, like, this is funny talking to a bunch of fucking, early 20s kids on the internet. But I have children and I pick and choose my battles. And so, like, if you don't hear like any frustration from me after the conversation, is because I just don't want to hear you emote about it.
This was like a month
Right? I'm just
later
gonna
that
say,
you're all of a sudden mad at me.
oh, I'm sorry I wasn't done. Did you? You go ahead. I'll tell you what. You go ahead. You let
She
me know when
doesn't
you're done.
Actually,
understand how you
may I
could.
say something
She
right
doesn't
quick?
understand how you could be mad at her a month later, but you
Okay.
weren't mad at her then. She just doesn't understand that. Is there a way
Okay.
you
I
can
would like
And the
to
explain
thing,
that
say
JJ makes
something
a
right
good point
quick.
here.
to her
Look,
puny
JJ.
mind?
Never mind. I
Yeah.
think I'm done. I think I'm done with
Yeah,
this.
this is kind of like just ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
No, I would like to say
What's
something though. I
ridiculous?
noticed that a lot of people are like doing this whole trying to say that he's pursued you because you and I pursued each other. I have tons of DMs from Michael telling me to back off you. They're being kind of mean and whatnot. And in
I call her on the
conversations saying,
phone
wait,
while she's
yes,
on Discord with you guys.
yes. So the idea that you think that this has anything to do with me is just you being really short-sighted on this.
Those
And
those
he's
Can
never
are
spoken.
Gus get
completely
an
Excuse me.
unmute,
compatible.
God
please?
damn. See, here we go. Why do you do that? Every time I start to talk, Tom, you jump in. That's like the fucking 5th time you've done that.
Go ahead, Molly. Sorry.
No, Tom has done it like the 5th time now. So obviously, what I have to say means fuck all, Tom. So you guys go ahead and carry on with the conversation.
All right,
Is
well
my
then,
mic
if,
working?
Unmute Tasteless 2019.
Is my mic working?
yeah. Anyway, you and Michael having those conversations aren't incompatible with what's being discussed, so I don't really know what that's supposed to mean.
No, that was addressing a specific charge.
Yeah, the charge
Molly, go
that
ahead.
No, it's brilliant. Please. Obviously you know more, you know what I'm thinking, and you know whether or not it's something that can apply to this. So, by all means, shut me down and
Molly, please!
see who the fuck keeps doing that?
I don't know. They shouldn't be doing it.
Unmute Tasteless 2019.
That was Johnny
Unmute
Bad. I'll no
Gus.
chat him.
I don't understand. Can somebody fucking unmute Gus?
I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted.
Fuck.
It's okay.
Okay.
No, don't unmute Gus. That's a mistake. That's.
Oh, Josh.
I fell asleep.
We hate Gus. Stop sniping. Let's stop the
Like,
conversation.
the
And go
thing is,
back.
Gus is somebody that constantly snipes from the sideline, doesn't really know much about the philosophical topics that he's talking about.
Oh,
and
hey,
generally
listen. When you
rude to
guys get
everybody,
into
right?
full-blown philosophical conversations,
talk
I
about
don't say a
derailment.
fucking word. Bullshit.
And derails
Horseshit.
conversations.
When you guys get into full-blown, hyper-jargonistic fucking philosophical conversations, I don't say a fucking word. And
This
for
is-
you to
That's
say
not
otherwise,
true.
I call you liars, both of you. I call you fucking, to say otherwise, I
Just
call
to
you
settle
both
this real
fucking
quick,
liars.
you guys, just tell me right now, just so Tayson stops begging. You don't want him in the conversation, right? You would like him to be muted still.
Leave him muted.
Yes.
It would probably
yeah,
be
for
detrimental
now.
to this conversation to have tasteless.
For now, yeah.
It's not much
Yeah,
of a
that's
difference.
what I told him.
In the conversation or JJ or Tasteless, it's like same thing.
Yeah, I know,
true.
Josh. You know, is it hard to live with a prolapsed asshole? Oh, sorry, you call her godless. Sorry about that.
Oh fuck.
Great contribution, Gus. I'm so glad that you're able
Yeah,
to.
I know. It wasn't meant to be a contribution. It was meant to be a shot, idiot.
Yeah, nice.
It was
Nice.
that was definitely
Yeah,
a
nice
contribution.
That's a really nice contribution. I'm just going to sit here in a dead
We can debate the value of the contribution.
Do
but
my best
why
iron
the
fucking
fuck would we do
imitation.
that?
Breaks loose.
Sorry. Ever since you came back from your charisma bypass, you sound just like iron.
What is
Hey.
table? What is ladder? What is chair?
Charisma
No,
bypass.
what is table? What is chair? What is lamp, Jovan? But you know, you almost
It's
had
a
it.
good line.
I mean, there's no
Charisma, what, that doesn't. Hey, wait, that doesn't exist.
Charisma bypass.
Let's unmute Tasteless. Might as well.
Josh is going insane.
Only bit by bit.
I just, like I said, I don't see a difference between him and Gus and JJ. It's like the same thing, right?
Well, I
That is
don't.
true,
I think we should revisit Michael saying that JJ makes a good.
Make some what?
Makes good.
Calm down.
And then nothing.
I immediately realized I made a mistake.
Makes good what, Jack?
Makes a good point. He
Makes
said
a good
JJ
point.
Makes a good point.
Michael, what?
I'm curious what he was talking about.
No, let's not.
Hey, guys.
That was irrational, Michael. I don't even know the context, but that's irrational.
Sorry, I went after you hard, buddy, earlier.
I think we all.
I might have
just
misheard you
enjoy a
because of my delay.
blizzard.
I replayed the tape, JJ, and I might have misheard
Oh, maybe.
Where
Yeah.
would you guys be without Tasteless to coalesce
It's
around?
definitely James Bond though, and not Palm Jam.
you. Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah, you were like
As long as we're clear there.
Never apologize to JJ, Michael.
That doesn't make any sense, Jovan. What kind of piece of shit are you?
like it even angered me. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
He's conditioning you.
That might be. He's worried about the long game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be cam fucking in no time, Michael.
Michael's over here playing checkers and shit.
I'm playing chess.
That is actually true.
On a lighter note, I got some sweet.
Fuck you, Declan.
Hydrocodone earlier.
I made a sandwich.
What milligram, dog? What
I took
milligram?
that first pill and I was in my seat like, oh.
You get 20s? What'd you
Wait,
get?
I want to
That
hear
doesn't
about
sound
Danny's
good.
sandwich.
That sounds like the most interesting thing that everybody
Yeah,
said.
here comes
Go
Jack,
ahead,
and he's going to be like, Danny, was it a cum sandwich? Did it have a penis in it? Was there a young boy inside? Fucking wait, it's coming.
Hey, Declan, what kind
Oh,
you get,
Jack,
man?
you missed the best Danny content yesterday, though Gus doesn't consider it that.
Yeah. That's it. Stir it up, Cam, and then go, what? What's everybody talking about?
Was it a cum sandwich, Danny?
Well, it had
it was a cum book. That's what it was.
Well, no, I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's probably my favorite. But you probably use shitty peanut butter, don't you?
7.5.
What do you think the best peanut butter is, JJ? Come on, tell us.
The kind that's just ground peanuts.
Yes, peanuts and salt, and that's it.
Now, Danny probably used some Jiffy or fucking Peter Pan
Fucking
bullshit.
crap.
And probably just some congealed grape juice jelly.
Well, I think it's fair.
Right?
No real fruit in it at all. Nothing but
Fucking
pectin,
Wonder Bread.
pectin
I
and
think
jelly
it's-
number 2.
I think it's fair to surmise that all the ingredients that Danny uses will contain added sugars. Am I right?
Don't
Pretty,
talk about
pretty
that,
much.
Jack.
Well,
It'll
does
summon
bread
you.
have added sugar?
Yeah.
Do it.
Your bread probably does.
Yes, it does.
Guys.
What kind of bread is it, Danny?
I don't know.
How white is it?
It's not very white. It's wheat, I think.
You're gonna
Ew.
summon him.
Bread?
Oh, really?
Somebody's eating wheat bread.
Why
Did I
would
get the
you
wrong
eat a
bread?
peanut butter? Why would you eat peanut butter and jelly on wheat bread?
I've done that.
Wait, I don't. Did I do something wrong? It was my.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't made a PB and J in so long.
white bread is
Well,
the best, man.
Don't feel bad, Danny.
It's probably not the right kind of wheat bread, Danny.
Landon, do you have peanut butter and jelly blizzards?
Oh, that would be horrible. How come every time
Too
I fall
oily,
asleep
right, Landon?
and
Too
I wake
oily.
up to this place, it's like all hell breaks loose every time I fall asleep.
Well, that's what this place is, Landon. Yeah, we need you here.
Well,
We need you here to keep us quiet and peaceful. That's it.
purely coincidence, Landon.
I mean, damn.
Okay, so what kind of peanut butter was it, Danny?
It started with a J.
Jif?
Jim or something. Jif.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's pronounced GIF.
Jif.
That's pronounced.
Was it Jism brand peanut butter?
It was creamy. I got the one that said
Creamy
creamy. on it.
Jizz brand?
Get the crunchy
creamy.
dog.
I thought this
And,
was
and guess what? I bought some are they called utensils? Utensils?
Just a fork and a
You're asking us?
Wait, you just asked what they're called utensils?
Well, I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
bought any.
Yeah, we
I've
call
never
those
bought.
like fork, knife, spoon. Yeah, they're a thing, Danny. Welcome to civilization.
Well, I don't.
Maybe
well,
Dennis should just stick to
I've
eating
never-
Your
water.
hands are going to be a lot cleaner now. You don't have to buy those bulk
No,
moist
I usually go
towelettes
out.
anymore.
But like a set of
I can
utensils.
introduce you to toilet paper too, if you need.
Well, I've never.
Oh my God.
I've never owned my
Well,
own.
oddly enough, you don't need a utensil for that.
I've never owned my
You
own
can
set of
scoop it. Scoop it off.
What are those foldable papers? Absorbent toilet paper, Danny. Oh, okay, yeah, I bought some of
Oh,
those.
I don't use toilet paper.
Right.
Well,
Ew.
sometimes I do.
Oh.
What
He
do
has
you
a
Do you,
bidet.
do you use
Wait,
clams?
I use the wet wipe things.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Flush those,
Great.
man.
Clogging up the sewers unnecessarily when you're supposed to get toilet paper.
now
It's
they have
horrible.
flushables.
They're flushable. I introduced Danny to the flushable ones.
Oh, they make
Yeah,
flushable
that's-
ones?
Okay, all right. My mistake.
That's
I roll
actually-
it back. I roll the comment back. I
Yeah, me
I
too.
unbox Danny's head.
That's a good practice.
Is Alex in here? Was that a serious question, Alex?
What?
Is that a serious question or is that like an ironic question?
Why is Tasteless muted? That's what you said, Alex.
Oh yeah.
That was serious?
Yeah. I don't think I don't. Yeah, I've never heard Tasteless like say too much dumb stuff for too long.
Alex,
That is the funniest thing I've heard all day. What
Alex,
the fuck
how long have you been here?
smoking, kid?
In your defense, not long.
Yeah. So you know.
I'm not saying anything. You asked me a question. That's my answer.
Okay. Well.
Unmute Tasteless.
Well, maybe it's time that you and Tasteless discuss free will, and maybe you'll change your.
He's
Just-
gone.
We'll be here with the wet
Anything.
wipes, the
Tasteless
flushable.
left, guys.
Danny wouldn't use those if it weren't for me.
No, I
Attaboy.
really. Were
We
you the
got
one that
that, Joe.
suggested them?
Yeah,
There we go.
remember?
Joe Sunsea
No.
teaching young boys how to take good care of themselves for years.
We were in New York, and you're like, "Wow, what are these?"
Oh wow.
You already forgot that?
You try to
were
pretend that he's
recently
been a
up.
long time user.
Yeah, he's trying to pretend like that's his.
The fuck, Danny? It's
How
fucked
long
up.
has it been?
What Danny
Been
doesn't
a
want to
year?
admit is that what
Yeah.
he said was "What are these?" meant he was looking at Benoit balls.
I wonder how long I've been ordering them.
Nobody knows what Benoit balls are.
Ever since I was a young kid, I played with Benoit balls.
They're important for Danny because he has so much diarrhea.
Ew.
It's like a dirty shirt or something.
Yeah, I did have diarrhea today.
Yeah,
I like making
tell us
jokes
about it.
that only JJ can get.
It was a lot of.
Not.
It was pretty gassy, so it was explosive.
Mm.
Ah.
Wow.
What'd you eat, Danny?
I had hibachi though, and
Should-
I had hibachi.
Should have told.
You had a what? A hibachi?
Hibachi? You know when they
Oh.
cook in front of you?
Yeah, no, well, that's not what I know a hibachi to be, but okay.
Ooh, I had hibachi last night.
Yeah, for
I love
for us,
hibachi.
for the poor people like me and Gus, we just call those places like the Subway. That's where they cook in front of you.
No, it's like a Mongolian grill, right?
Oh yeah?
No,
It was
I'm
called
not
Ichiban.
It used to be
Huh?
a Ryan's. Y'all remember Ryan's?
It's called what?
Ichiban? I think it means number 1 in Japanese.
Oh,
We got a hibachi grill.
okay, yeah. So as a Japanese, where they cook your shit in front of you on the thing.
Great, they call it Ichiban, but they cook number 2.
Oh, We had a
Was it a
we had
date?
hibachi buffet, but it used to be a riot.
But yeah, but Landon, for you, a hibachi was like a little grill, like it was about the size of a VCR. It was like a miniature barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was or my little brother used to call it a Chewbacca because he had trouble when he was a kid saying it right. But it wasn't like a continuous flat cooking surface like that. It was just like I said, it was like a really short round barbecue.
Easy bake hibachi version.
Something
I don't know what we're talking about
front
anymore.
yard and cook.
Well, you just cut open an oil drum and hope you
What's-
not blow yourself to smithereens and cook the chicken in there, don't you, Landon?
Hell no.
I wonder why the hibachi gave you diarrhea though, Danny.
Oh, I
Was it
haven't been eating well.
It wasn't the
Wow,
food;
that's
it was the chef.
Easy to believe.
Because like if you wait too long between meals, you're very susceptible to diarrhea.
Oh dear.
You know what else?
It's also you're also very susceptible when you eat 3 boxes of fruit roll-ups in one sitting.
Yes.
That's gonna go right through you.
Yeah, I forgot to
Very
eat on
oily.
Friday too.
How do you forget to eat?
Forgot
How do you
to
forget
eat.
to eat, bro?
Well, I had work, and then I don't eat at work because I don't make lunch, and so I got back from work around 3, fell asleep around 4, and didn't eat, and then woke up like at 5 or 6 a.m. So I didn't eat.
Prime candidate for diabetes.
You know, Danny.
That's fucked up, Danny.
When I was in school, the teachers would eat lunch with us.
Oh no, I don't eat that food.
Wait, do they still have those kick-ass? Do they still make those kick-ass pizzas on Friday?
Oh
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I like.
pizzas are amazing.
Well, I'll eat. The only time I've eaten school lunch is that spaghetti stuff.
Ew.
I like he calls it spaghetti
That's
stuff, not
spaghetti
spaghetti, but spaghetti
It's
stuff.
really. I mean, like it's not even this. It's like in chunks. Like they cut it. Like they cut the spaghetti or something.
Oh, that sounds really appetizing.
Oh, that's like wood
What?
chips.
It looks like something like it looks like SpaghettiOs or
Does
something.
anybody want to have a brick of pasta?
I used to eat those pizzas on Friday, and it was always really good because like the oil from the pepperoni oil would be all over the pizza. Oh, my
yes.
god! So
Declan, were they those little round ones?
no, I wanted the square one.